those homebrew magic items?
I did not know.
There was some fun stuff in there. I liked one. It's a fancy mustache, and it inspires people to compliment your mustache. But it's cursed that anytime anyone compliments your mustache, it falls off of your face.
That's a fun one.
That sounds pretty fun. Alright, everyone, go ahead and start sending out messages to everyone. To your communities. We are live.
Already did.
Cool.
Am I a mod on here?
You should be a moderator.
Why doesn't it ever tell me that I can go into mod mode on my phone?
I don't know. Does phones have mod mode?
No, mobile
Yeah.
doesn't, I think.
Did when I could get on it when we were on the other channel.
Super weird.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe it was just through the web browser or something, because it makes me go.
Maybe.
I know that Twitch is notoriously bad at keeping their apps up to date with the stuff on the web browser version.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Really
mobile is not very good.
Mobile is left behind, and I honestly think more often than not they forget about their desktop app, which is what I use, and it's kind of annoying.
Hmm.
Alright. There we go.
I don't know why, but Tori's camera never works for me.
Tori's camera doesn't work for you?
No, it just always like is circling or frozen.
Might be a
Weird.
little too much data then.
It's because it's just so high quality. You
Totally,
know, my
yeah.
laptop webcam.
I don't know.
Oop. Lady Lethal 24, thanks for the follow.
Thank you, thank you.
Alright. Oop, nope, still gotta post on Facebook. Then I'll be done. Okay. Alright. I'm done with all that on my end. So, starting September 1st, I will be playing D&D on a channel called Sparrowbell every other Wednesday. So, that'll be fun, something interesting.
Nice.
I'm going to play a rogue who uses her sleight of hand to do stage magic.
Fun.
Nifty. So you're gonna be Ant-Man. I'm just kidding.
Gonna be Ant-Man?
Yeah. He knows hard tricks.
He's the most powerful magician in the Marvel universe.
I wouldn't know. I didn't actually watch that, unfortunately. Alright. Let me just do some sound testing to make sure everything is good.
I just watched all of the Marvel movies.
Thoughts?
All of them. It's just not, I mean, they were good, for movies. Yeah, they're made well. But I'm just not that into superheroes.
Or each their own.
I was made to watch them, okay? Because I wanted to watch the Loki series, and I wasn't allowed to watch the Loki series unless I watched all of the movies.
Which would kind of make sense. I mean, there's plenty of things you could have skipped, but
So-
there were some important ones in there.
I still need to
Notably,
watch
mostly the Thor stuff.
Yeah, I still need to watch the Winter Soldier one.
I did
and the
have
Loki one.
some favorite moments for but overall no, not.
I have now made it to season 12.
It's not medieval fantasy, so
Yeah. Which is as far as I've ever gotten in Supernatural before.
You're almost there. Just
I'm so close.
just 4 more seasons. You got it. You got it.
The season 12, I'm not a fan of it. There's a reason I stopped watching it there every other time.
think-
So I'm making my way kind of slowly through it.
See, I think what helped me is because I was watching after I caught up after season 7. I was watching them as they were coming out, so I wasn't like binging it, which I could definitely tell that can kind of take away from it, whatever. So, because I was only watching them week to week.
Yeah, I'm currently taking a break and I'm watching more Futurama. Because I'm on like season 9 of that now.
that Zoidberg, when you sent me, just confused the hell out of me.
I loved that TikTok. It was so funny. Zoidberg is my favorite character.
Oh, by far.
Yeah.
Right up there with Bender and the Professor.
Zoidberg is the nicest person in Futurama.
Oh, by far.
No one ever talks about it, but he's the only one that's
Testing,
on
testing
Santa's
for the
nice
string.
list.
Yeah, he's great. And everybody hates him so much, and I love that. It just
Oh.
makes a great dynamic.
I love that he gets a happy ending at the end of the show. Like that was
Yeah,
the
that was
best
so
part.
wonderful. That was
That should
such
be
a good
good.
payoff.
How many seasons is there? I don't even know.
7 or no, 9, I think total.
People say I'm on season 9. It can't be 7.
I think it's 9. I don't if I remember.
10.
Gotcha.
10 seasons. I'm almost finished. Because I'm on episode 6.
Hey Titan, what's up?
Amy and Leela, where they are butterfly derbying. I'm in the middle of that episode.
That one is an interesting one.
I'm in the middle of
What's up,
it. I
Titan?
stopped to take a nap. But yes, it started out great.
Alright.
Well, is everyone good to go and ready?
I think the
Did we
volume
do
is
our
good.
Sound check?
If anyone in chat wants to tell me I'm wrong, feel free.
When I had the volume on, when I turned on the stream, I could hear Zangetsu talking. So
Yeah,
Well, I mean, that's always good. They can hear us.
that's the most important
Sounds
thing.
good.
I mean, if I'm the only one that can be heard, I'm fine with that. But
just a
It'll make
complete,
for an interesting stream.
yeah, just a one-way conversation with just Lysla talking.
No other context. You get to read lips for the rest of it to try to get to know what's going on.
I'm double checking one more thing. Okay, it's still at the correct setting. Cool. All right.
I have to look at Tori through my phone instead of through my screen.
All right,
I'm
then.
sorry.
One more thing that we have to announce. I think it's frozen because I
Yeah, it
collapsed
just
that.
froze.
That was because I minimized it. It's fine. But one more thing we have to announce is that Nug will not be with us today because he's not feeling great. If he shows up later on, then, I mean, we'll just let him drop in. But for now, he'll be.
I should probably pull up what Caleb's character, huh?
That.
I know
Yes.
that so goddamn well.
Everyone, make sure your character sheets are up.
I pulled mine up earlier.
Saying,
Because I had to do things.
Character sheets. Who needs those?
who needs those? We're playing a game here. Stupid math. Alright. I'm ready whenever you guys are. Just let me know so I can pull up the DM zone.
That's right. He's a level in Bard. I forgot about that.
There it is. I knew I was missing one. Alright, cool.
Gotcha. All right. So, you guys had been previously investigating into a mysterious abandoned town that ended up leading to an underground facility that was hidden beneath a fake well. Upon going in there, you discovered a mostly abandoned sort of laboratory prison type thing, where you faced off against these gruesomely disfigured humanoids that seem to have been experimented on, and during a bit of a rest, one of your allies had a bit of a shocking dream sequence that when woken up, she just had to get out of there. Went out, there was a bit of a conflict between it as she was trying to deal with whatever she was dealing with, and you guys were trying to keep her around, afraid she was going to run. Some conflict happened there, and she ended up leaving. You guys stayed the night to see if she would come back. Had some interesting conversations between each other. But the morning came, and Air is still gone. You guys have decided that she'll come back at her own time, and decided to go back down into the underground facility to explore more of it, as you'd only explored the one part with the prison cells. We pick up as Violet is the last one to sink below the surface as you guys are going back down.
I've got just one clarification question.
Hmm.
About how high is the sun right now? Because I told Harold he could leave when the sun was at about midpoint, so...
Right now it's probably about like 7 or 8 in the morning. So,
okay, so we got some time.
Yeah.
I feel much more comfortable
Conflict.
now.
More like they almost killed me. Okay.
I will say I was against it.
Excuse me, I definitely would have killed you.
Yeah, I know. But I didn't die. But I was close. 2 failed death saves, bro.
Alright. So we go in, and I actually have the right healing spells now. Because I can do that in the morning. Alright, so we're going to head downstairs, of course. Down to the area.
So just to clarify, the bridge over the hand pit never rescinded?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Okay, interesting.
So I guess we'd be coming down here, right?
Yes. So you'd be in that first little area down the spiral staircase after passing over the bridge, unless there's something you guys wanted to do in the blood hand pit.
Nah, fuck that room.
I did
I
have
don't-
something. Hold on, let me try and remember it.
Let's just throw a whole bunch of fireballs down there and see if we can destroy it.
We should jump in. See what happens.
Have some fun. Go swimming.
You have no idea
I'm
how
rooting
much
for
I'm
you.
tempted to use my fishing supplies to fish up a hand.
I'm rooting for you. I'm sure you won't die.
No.
But no, I'm good.
Now I'm wondering if
Alright.
Shiorn should have a net because she'd probably use that to for food or something.
Lyson's got one if you want it.
Yeah, he picked one up when you guys were in Zilspar.
Anyway,
I've got fishing supplies, a net, and a harpoon. So
So you guys continue past, and you go down the spiral staircase, and you get down to this this area. What would you guys like to do? You have the prison area in front. There is an area to the north and south. Air told you a little bit about the area, saying that there was some kind of like slabs and some really gross smelling stuff up to the north, and she didn't explore too much to the south, as there seemed to be multiple directions you could go.
so should we go left or right?
hard to say. Did any of you hear anything, just to be certain? Last time we heard a bit of sobbing, so turn your ears.
Make a perception check if you'd like.
I will. This one.
I didn't hear anything with a 9.
Yep, I got a 9 as well.
I got a 19.
A 17 plus 8.
17 plus 8, dang.
So that's 25.
I'm still trying to open my.
No, you're good. So Lyceland and Violet, you guys are listening keenly to the area. It is decently quiet down here. You're underground, and so it kind of is a little bit of that like kind of deafening, kind of muffled sense to it versus being out in the open. And you can almost kind of feel the pressure of how deep you guys are underground. And you don't really hear too much, save for your own breathing, people's movements as they're kind of shuffling around the tile floor. And but you do hear some dripping coming from the left. It's just a very doop, 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 pretty consistent.
I think someone left a pitcher of water on its side to the left. Here dripping.
Oh, we should fix that. Wasted water is no joke. I don't know if Shiorn would actually know about stuff like that.
I'm okay with going left.
Well, I'm sure it couldn't be worse than when we had gone straight, eh?
Down here, I wouldn't be surprised if it was.
There can always be something worse.
I mean, look at the room we started in. Blood hands.
Well, that's not entirely unusual. You see some very strange things in the unseelie areas of the Feywild.
Well, that was a first for me, at least.
One of my favorites, well, not favorites, there were reeds, but they acted like tentacles and they wanted to suck you deeper into the mires and muck.
Oh, I think we have an area like that under the sea, too.
Good to know it's semi-universal.
I'm just usually surrounded by lava, so nothing's trying to pull me down too hard.
Well, let's
So, left it is then.
Left it is. You guys turn the corner and you end up in a kind of a. It's strange to kind of describe shape-wise. You can see it on the map if you can look at it.
Oops, I
Um,
did that too much.
the yep. So the area itself is filled with a number of stone slabs that have slight divots in them, and they seem to have runoff sections to them as well that seem to be collecting and depositing whatever liquids accumulated on said slabs, which you can see multiple drains along the floor that seem to collect and drain out whatever these stains on the ground were. Um, all of the slabs are currently empty, and but you do smell something really horrible somewhere in this room. It's a noxious odor of kind of a bittersweet, uh, just kind of decay smell that permeates this area, and you can hear that dripping kind of doop 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 from further on. To the right is a small little alcove where there seems to be a pile of belongings. Um, some scraps of clothing, some boots, um, things like that. Just some trash mostly from what it seems at a glance.
You've said the magic word for Lyslin. Scraps of clothing.
So Lyceland's probably going to go immediately?
Yeah. Make an investigation check for me.
Sure thing, sure thing.
Well, I guess I'll go left and...
18.
18. You go over to the pile and it's all. The clothes aren't super old. They're just exposed and they've got some mold and a little kind of crusty in parts. As you pick them up, you could definitely use them as clothes if you want to refashion them and whatnot. But there's some boots and of varying sizes. Some of them seem to be child-sized.
Okay, I'm gonna pick up, let's say 2 of the child-sized boots, 1 pair of adult-sized boots if they're there, just any old size, and, like, maybe 3 shirts?
Sure.
Hold on one second. Has Zangetsu frozen for anyone else?
Yeah, this cam is frozen.
Alright, I'll take care of that in a second.
Yeah, but you get that's all available there.
All right. I'm going to head to the
you
left
go-
and check that area.
Okay. Make a investigation check for me.
Okay, investigation. Oh, boy. 17.
17. You head over and you take a look at the slabs, and they're pretty solid stone that you can tell that are pretty just one singular piece that's been kind of placed here. But the divots have been smoothed out with tools, and you're not quite sure what the stains are, but you can kind of guess at the same time. But you're not really, you can only imagine what was happening on these slabs after you saw what happened to those 2 individuals in the cages. Probably nothing nice.
Is this blood?
Lyslin walking over, stuffing some shoes into his saddlebags. Probably.
I don't think I like what went down here.
I saw
Well-
cages. I definitely do not like what went down there here.
While they're doing that, Merrick's gonna peek his head around that top corner.
Right.
Can...
You peek around the corner and you see a small alcove immediately around the corner that seems to be piled with a bunch of kind of rolling tables that have just been kind of haphazardly thrown and piled here. But what really takes your notice is just on the other side of the next wall, continuing, you see what seems to be the start of a large pile of bodies. And from the bit you can see, there is a lot of them. With the first one taking your notice as you see a number of limbs, of hands, of arms, of legs. You see the visage of a young woman staring at you. And first, you kind of like almost taken back, thinking that she might be alive, but you can see that it's a death stare. Um, there, there's not necessarily fear, but it's a look, a wide-eyed look of shock of some kind. That she is just kind of part of her torso is sticking out, and her hair kind of hangs off to one side, pale, um, glossed over eyes, just staring right at you.
He's gonna pull back and kind of go back to the others. And I believe I found the owners of those clothes.
Do you think they'll mind me taking them?
I don't think they're gonna fight that. Also, if you're squeamish, I wouldn't look over that corner.
Lyslin just pointedly looks at Shioran.
What?
He probably means you.
I mean, I just don't like it.
You're not gonna like what you see over there.
Why? What is it?
Lyslin's gonna go ahead and peek over, around the corner.
You see the same thing. It's the pile that you can tell kind of goes up and is probably a good 4 to 5 feet tall. From just the kind of that you can see it's kind of a pile that's sort of sticking out past the wall a little bit. And you can hear as you get around the corner, as you look around the corner as well, that doop, doop, doop is coming from back there.
Ah, I see. Shioran, how are you about the wanton loss of life again?
Is this where all the people were that we were missing from above are?
This is a lot of people, yes.
Does it look like a town's worth of people?
From the look of the town you're in, quite possibly, yes.
Also, it seems the dripping was not water, it was blood.
Hmm. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look myself.
All right.
You don't have to explain it again. That's like
Yeah.
the third time.
It's a visceral scene.
It's not good.
I would actually like Shioran to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy.
Are you gonna throw up?
Okay, so that's
Throughout that
good.
whole description,
Oops.
Tori had a shit-eating grin frozen on my screen. Like, it was terrifying,
Amber,
dude.
no, what did
Like,
you
honestly,
do?
I wish you guys should. It was like I shaking just the whole time. Just a
So-
shit-eating grin. Like,
Total
You're
of
seeing
19.
the evolution of air.
Apparently, I'm the one who's most likely to throw up, according to the DM. Total is 19, by the way.
19, you're able to hold back your lunch. Your breakfast, I should say. But it is a immediate, like, you see it and you turn back around. As you're not stranger to violence. You've trained and you've done these kind of things, but you've never seen this type of loss of life, or just complete disregard and disrespect for humanoid life.
This is so senseless. What the hell were they doing here?
Violet's just gonna kind of stand in the middle of this first room. She's not really paying attention at all to any of this situation. Her mind is like firmly, yeah. She's just like very scattered.
Mm-hmm.
What are surface customs for disposal of large numbers of bodies like this?
That would be burning them.
Okay. Should we probably do that?
I know where I'm from, some people prefer to be buried with trees, or the seedlings of trees.
We could do a burial or a funeral pyre, either way. But that is a lot of bodies if we're going to bring them out of here to bury them.
Also, maybe a lot of bodies to burn in an enclosed space.
That is true.
Well, I don't think they're going anywhere if we want to, And he just points back towards the other hallway.
Yeah, I guess we can decide after.
Violet just starts walking that direction.
Violet, are you okay?
No. She'll come back. She'll come back.
I hope so. I need to apologize to her.
Just keeps walking.
Or flying.
She's so depressed she's walking. That's a low.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's walking.
Her little tiny legs.
Do the rest of you follow?
Yeah.
Alright.
What is her walking speed?
It's like 25. The fairies in this
25.
are small creatures, so they're about the same size as, they're a little bit smaller than hobbits. Sorry, hobbits, halflings.
Legally distinct hobbits.
Yeah, sorry, don't copyright me, please. So yeah, you guys get down to the other hallway, and you can see that it's kind of like a V offshoot of a hallway, but right in front of you is a closed door at the moment.
Pick
I'll
a
just
door, any
open
door.
So, here, the closed door right here?
Yep.
Okay.
And that is Violet, you go to open it and it's locked.
I just turn around and just like, it's locked. And then I just
Do you
walk
want
away
me
and walk
to
to the
open
other
it?
corner. I mean, yeah.
I could try like I did on the jail cell.
Once again, I think we're pretty good about worrying for noise, so let me just do this. Lyson's gonna back up to it and just horse kick it.
Alright, give me an athletics check.
I hope you fall. and embarrass yourself.
Oh man, I absolutely embarrassed myself. This was like the lowest roll I've ever done. That is a mighty 6.
So you back up a little too
Kicks
far,
the wall.
and you go to kick, and it's more of just like just kind of scrape of your hoof along it, and you get a nice gash in the door, but it's still closed.
Impressive.
I guess it's time to trim the hooves. Sense of feeling completely off.
What's
I
the
can try again if
HP
you
of
all
a door?
want, or we can just go on.
The HP of a door is, I think, around like 20.
Depends on the
for-
depends on the material of it.
Yeah, for a nice thick
Uh,
wood door.
Thick wood door, that would be 10 HP with an AC of 14.
We're going to say 20 just because this thing's a little thicker than normal.
Sure thing, sure thing.
I got firebolted a couple times.
I think,
I was gonna thunder wave.
Go for it. Can't make a con save, so let's do your damage.
Just do the damage.
Yeah, can't make a con save. It's
Okay.
a door. It's a
I'm gonna-
door.
I'm gonna plug my ears.
2d8.
I don't suppose guidance would help.
No.
No.
Yeah, it's
8
been a while.
plus
I haven't
3.
checked for that.
It's an 8 plus
11.
3, 11.
Yeah, 11.
So yeah, Violet kind of holds her hands out, and there's this loud as not only the door but the wall itself shakes, and the door kind of like bends inwards. Doesn't break all the way through, but it's bent inwards and definitely has done some damage. And the dust falls from the ceiling itself, and you guys kind of look up as like one of the tiles from the ceiling kind of drops and shatters across the ground. Loud noise that just like echoes across the walls in this enclosed space. You guys all have to like kind of cover your ears, even if you're not in the center of the spell blast itself.
Oh, that almost worked.
Should I go for another kick?
Go for it if you want. Can we bring the characters over here?
Give me a second.
I'm
Let's
having
see
a
what
lot
we
of
do.
trouble because like I'm in a really good mood and Violet is not okay.
Yeah, I can't do that. Okay.
If I'm doing athletics again, that is 11. Or if you want me to do a hoof attack, that would be 14.
Hoof attack is probably better.
Yeah, do a hoof attack.
Okay, then 14.
You hit, do damage.
Minimum damage of 4.
It-
Unless the door can take psychic damage.
No. You crack your hoof against the door itself, and it goes even more, and it's kind of like being held on by its hinges, but it's still there.
At least we know the door isn't a mimic.
If it's a mimic, it is a very what is the word? Good actor. Lyslin is very angrily staring at this door.
This door is powerful.
It's stronger than the cage I was
I'll-
in.
It's got 3 HP left.
I'm gonna just firebolt it.
Just roll an attack for me real quick.
19.
All right, I still do want you to roll because there is a chance you can only roll 2 damage because you're only 2d10.
10 fire damage.
There you go. So Merrick just kind of comes up, and the door just blasts off its hinges and just into the room. Let's just see here.
Uh-oh.
This 25 by 40 room is empty, save for a single chair that is bolted to the floor. The chair has holes in the seat and a drain in the middle of the floor. And the floor and the chair itself are covered in more unknown stains. And there's a drain right under it.
Hmm.
This is horrible.
This chair is important.
We lost,
It's
there
a
we-
door and a chair. Oh my god.
I'll
Why
probably-
would they lock up a chair? Who locks up a
Conspiracy
chair?
continues.
Oh god, the references continue.
Do you guys go into the room?
I would like to scan the room first. Not that I might.
Make a perception check.
Not that I have very good perception. Well, that's not going to be great at all.
Rolling well tonight.
Yeah,
I know, right? So that's a 4 with a natural 1.
The room itself is
Mine's a 12.
just kind of you're very confused at what this room really like. You can tell obviously it wasn't for anything good, but you're very confused what it was used for. Violet, you get obviously this entire place is kind of permeated with that just unwell, and this room specifically gives you a very sense all the way up your spine type of whatever happened in here was truly evil.
Okay. But there's only the chair in the room.
The chair and then the divoted floor underneath it with a drain underneath it.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I don't feel like we need to go in here.
Yeah, we don't notice anything else, I'm guessing.
I mean, you're standing at the door,
No,
so
Scott,
can't see anything else.
I don't want to go in. I don't want to go in.
You're going in?
No, I don't.
Oh,
I don't wanna.
You don't want to go in?
Nope.
I
Question,
agree.
About how far into the room did that door get blasted?
It's sitting about 5 feet past the doorway.
So I could hit it with my chain and possibly catch the doorknob and drag it out?
You can attempt to, yeah.
I would like to attempt to bring this door with because this is firewood.
Go for it.
Oh, sure, there's the high roll. Presumably using similar stats for like a whip, if I'm like proficient. If not, that's it's still a 19.
Yeah.
Regardless of proficiency.
More than enough. You're able to wrap the chain around the doorknob and kind of start to pull it back towards you, kind of dragging across the tiled floor.
You never know when we're going to need more wood.
Why would we need wood?
Oh, you never know when you are going to need to burn something or lay traps. Splinters can be quite hazardous for people to step on. He's gonna say this as he's unwrapping the chain from the doorknob. He's not gonna drag this whole thing. He's just gonna kind of set it off to the side here.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Well, if we're not going in there, where else should we go?
Can I hear anything over here?
Not at the moment. I mean, you can make a roll perception check if you want.
Sure.
Passively, you don't hear anything.
That is a 27.
27, yeah. Nothing of note at the moment. It's still pretty quiet. You kind of hear some of the still kind of like echoing of the thunder wave.
The echo comes back.
Well, nothing is running towards us. At least nothing I can hear. So, I still think we're fairly safe down here for all intents and purposes of being able to be safe in a horrible place like this. Left or right?
Right.
Right as you're facing the room with the chair.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what Shioran says, and then she waits to see if anyone else acknowledges that or has an argument.
Merrick seems to agree.
I say it's just as good as any other direction.
You head down the down a wide hallway, but short, relatively speaking, hallway, and it turns further to the right. But you do see a small doorway that has a busted-in door into another room. Do you look into the room?
Lyslin will.
All right. The door is open to this 30 by 45 room that is filled with numerous shelves. Some of them are broken or just bare. And sitting on the few in the back, you can actually see are a number of broken bottles of differing sizes and shapes. You can see a bunch of kind of glittering glass shattered across the floor with a bit of more stains of different coloring, not necessarily blood, but other things kind of staining the floor. in this room, but there's a number of them that are kind of in the back. There's a few of them that have been, a few of the shelves have been pushed over. Some of them have broken shelves, but there's a few that are still intact with some things sitting on them in the back.
Fancy glass bottles. What do you say? Check it out?
I guess. You think there's going to be anything
We
interesting here?
always check out the glass bottles.
If nothing else, we can use the glass for caltrops.
For what? Did you say
Caltrops, you know,
caltrops.
things they stick into the foot.
Oh, okay.
Who's gonna go in there?
Lyson will go in there
I'm
first since he's
going-
probably right next to the door.
And Violet will follow in. You both can make investigation checks, or one of you can roll it at advantage.
What's your
guidance.
investigation, Violet?
Not good.
I've got a +0, so I mean, if it's higher than that,
I had a +2.
hey, then I'll give you advantage.
And you
Guidance.
get guidance from Shioran.
I have a +1, by the way, so.
Guidance is a D4.
Guidance is. Yes, a D4.
A D4.
Which, that, I will say, anyone's played Baldur's Gate 3, that is the most broken ability of the entire game. Because you can just add it willy-nilly, no consequence, and it stays for as long as the person's concentrated. It's absolutely broken in the game.
Oh, natural 20 and a 4.
Very nice.
So 22 and a +4 is 26.
You get in and you immediately kind of zip over some of the shelves, and you see in the back, kind of hidden behind a number of broken bottles and whatnot, that there are actually 3 that are still intact. You find one that has yellow fluid in it that's streaked with black and swirls on its own, like doesn't seem to have been moved recently, but the liquid inside of it kind of swirls at a decent pace. Another one, I shall wait till you write this down.
Yeah, help. So, because I can't find a pencil and it's really annoying.
Okay,
So one is yellow.
Yellow fluid streaked with black that swirls on its own.
Street with black swirls on its own. Okay.
There's another one. This multicolored concoction slowly shifts through colors in a hypnotizing fashion.
Okay.
And then the last one is a large bottle, and it holds a transparent liquid, but inside of it is floating this large crescent-shaped. It almost looks kind of like a piece of stone, but it's very thin. But it's in the shape of a crescent that's kind of slowly floating there in the water, and whatever liquid it is inside.
Cool.
Are these potions?
Well, yeah, I'd say they're probably some kind of potion or tonic, except for maybe this one. This one might not be.
Which one are you
The
showing?
one with the stone in it.
I've heard about potions.
I
Have I? I've
Probably.
probably seen potions before, actually. Have I ever seen anything like this?
You can make a Arcana check if you'd like.
You know you've played too much D&D when you know what potion is based on the description of its color.
Okay, Arcana's not great, so let's see how this works. Yeah, no, that's gonna be a 7. I am rolling.
Not sure.
I'm gonna use the one that actually does roll decent for a little while.
Violet found some jars in an old laboratory down in a basement, and seems kind of suspicious.
I say we should get them checked out, but I wouldn't mind taking them to see what they do.
That is really not a good idea.
Taking them with us, not
Really?
drinking them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I like that one that looks like a bee.
B, that's the thing you summoned, correct?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it does resemble them.
I don't know what any of these do, so I think until we can ask somebody, we might want to just put them away.
Mm-hmm.
I will. I imagine that somewhere in my pack, I've actually organized a place for glass bottles and things, considering that I would carry like herbs and mostly sacks, but some things have to be kept in like little vials and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like I got some like little straps in my bag to like set them nicely.
So one thing I will note, and this is something I want to do going forward because it's something I brought up in one of my last games. It's important to me in this sense of, I guess a little bit, it's a realism that I kind of care about. And it kind of helps now that if you guys noticed in your D&D Beyond, if you go to inventory, you now can organize in your containers, which is really nice. And eventually they'll be adding like weight stuff for like the bags of holding, which is really cool. But I want you to keep on your like equipment part, how many potions you have like literally on your person, not in your bag. Because when you're bonus action taking a potion, that's taken from here. So you can only have so many out at a time, where going into a bag, like a bag of holding, whatever, is a full-on action to just grab it out. So I want you guys to keep track of that at any given time, how many you have on your person. And I'll say that unless you have something like a custom harness built, you can only have 2 on you at a person at a time. Basically, just kind of like strapped to your belt.
Sure thing.
Cool.
I am modifying. I did the same thing for another character recently. Now I just remembered I should probably modify it myself.
Mm-hmm. But you can get stuff like, not if you play Witcher, but like that he has kind of like a belt with like little pockets for the potions that kind of go down and makes it a little easier to just pop one out. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, the potion bandoliers.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's what you find in this room. Those 3, they seem to be the only bottles that, and they weren't like right next to each other. They were kind of in different areas around in the back shelves that seem to have escaped whatever destruction happened in here.
And they're the only thing that like is.
Yeah, everything else, whatever was stored here, has been broken. It smells really odd in here. We're out back in the other room. There was that sickly sweet smell of decay. In here, it's more of kind of like a burning, kind of acidic smell of chemicals.
Cool.
Was that everything you found in there?
Yeah, there's nothing else. It was just those 3.
Okay. I guess it's time to move on then.
Right. You guys going to continue into the next room or go back?
Lyceland's just gonna very quickly like double up one of his sacks, like roll it inside out, and just kind of like start placing a couple of broken bottles in it.
Okay. So you get a couple pounds of, or a pound of broken glass.
Thank you.
You guys move into the next room, and it's a large room that is filled with a number of tables, and along some of these tables are smeared and blackened pieces of paper. On some of them are more broken bottles, some tools that seem to have been kind of like dirtied and then never cleaned, so they're kind of gross looking. You can actually see some of them have bits of viscera on them. And there is a hallway that leads to your right as you're entering in this room. But several desks and whatnot, and there's drawers and whatnot to each of these, and but it's a mess in here.
Are land sharks a thing? Because this looks very much like a shark attack.
There are other creatures on the land that have similar teeth.
Like I forgot what that creature was again. The
Acklute.
Whale things.
Aclude, there it is. Like the Acludes.
Yes, those, among other creatures.
Oh, we haven't been
This
here.
could be where they were training them how to attack.
Maybe.
Hmm.
We haven't heard any animal noises though, so I assume there's no animals here. Is there anything else besides the viscera?
I mean, there's just the tables with all the different tools, and some of them have pieces of paper on them. They have drawers, and then there's the hallway to your right.
I kind of want to go over and look at the pieces of paper, see if they got anything written on them.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Make an investigation check.
I'll open some of the drawers while they look at the paper.
All right.
Dose.
Can I guidance two people? Well, that's too late for him now.
No.
Lysa, you kind of look at some of the paper, and where you can read anything, it seems to be mathematical equations and formulas, and that literally just you're just like whatever and blow past because it's complete nonsense to you. But most of the paper is either water damaged or it has smears of some sort of chemical, or some of them are actually burned through. You can see something spilled on them. So it's a lot of it incomplete stuff, as far as you can tell, as you kind of pass through. You're kind of like clopping past some of the tables, like just kind of glancing past, not getting too deep into it. V, if you want to make an investigation check for me.
Cool question.
Yeah,
Any
I got a
scissors or
12
like shears
plus-
on the tables?
You do find a couple of them, yeah, but they're not of any good quality at this point.
Okay.
Sorry, what was
12
that,
plus
V?
2, so 14.
14.
14.
You start opening up some of the drawers, and some of them most of them are empty. You do find a couple of them that are filled with more tools. Some that are actually a few of them that are a lot more clean than the ones on the tables. And essentially, with what you find, you could put together an alchemist kit, essentially, with what you find.
Okay, cool.
Anybody interested in alchemy?
Yep.
Alright.
I can't make head or tails of the table. It's all wizard nonsense.
Well, maybe we should
It's
take them with
all
us then.
nonsense.
Someone
I'll
might be able
attempt
to read
take
them.
a look at it.
All right. You can either make an arcana or an investigation, your choice.
Merrick asked Shioran, could you do that little magical helping thing that you do?
Yes, guidance. Shing.
Oh yeah, guy, give me some of that guidance. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
It's so good.
I just imagine Sheeran just places her hand on him, and like there's a sheen that just shoots up from his feet.
If I'm ever a cleric with guidance, I'm gonna start charging for it. Like, yeah, give me a fucking gold if you want guidance.
That'll be 6 silver. No.
25.
Nice.
Which one did you do? Arcana or investigation?
Arcana.
Arcana. You look at the notes, and unfortunately, like I said to Lysa, a lot of it is smeared and incomplete, so it's not like you're getting complete stuff. but what you are finding is heavy, complicated. Are you trained in Arcana?
I am proficient in it, yes.
Okay. Heavy, complicated mathematic equations and formula dealing with not just necromancy, but forms of transmutation that are beyond anything you've read about or heard about. Things that are seem like nonsense. Unfortunately, with the incomplete formulas and notes, a lot of it doesn't really make sense. You're just seeing little blurbs about the one phrase sticks out at you in Draconic that is labeled on underneath the end of a formula that you're only able to see a portion of, and you get it in Draconic that the translation you can roughly put to common is the true form of human.
True form of human. Well, I guess you would you relay that?
I will point it out to anybody who's like looking at it with me and kind of just like shrug because it's incomplete. So I'm not 100% sure what it's trying to say.
The true form of human? I mean,
He also, Merrick will say as well, he'll kind of shrug, it's like, it can also mean man, but it's the rough translation.
well, I was gonna say, I mean, humans are humans, but this might mean something more than we think.
We can keep these sheets and bring them to somebody who might be a little bit more knowledgeable than I am.
If we keep these and bring them to someone who's knowledgeable, they will attempt to replicate it. I say we burn them.
We can burn them too.
Do we want to find out what they were after, or just get rid of it?
And I do wonder, which of the two do you, that we fought, do you think was considered more of the true form of human?
Neither of them felt more of a true form to me.
No, those did not feel like humans.
What do you think, Kale?
DM.
No, guys, I don't know. This is all really fucked up.
Perfect.
100% spot on.
You've been really quiet today, Kale.
I've been trying to hold back my lunch.
I understand that. Don't want any more stains on the cloth, eh?
So is this area up here? That's just a regular hallway, not like a door.
It's a hallway that you can see leads up to a small turnoff.
Oop, that's not what I wanted to do.
It seems it goes down and then turns to the right at the end of the hallway itself.
All right. I kind of asked that and then remembered that we were discussing whether to burn it or keep the notes. So we should probably figure that out before I do anything. So, are we gonna burn it?
Just showing like the Fable 3 ruler decisions on one side, Lyslin holding Produce Flame, on the other side, Merrick ready to open his bag.
It's funny because Merrick's the fire one. Personally, I'd like to find out what these people are after. Maybe we could find a clue to stop them if we get...
I was going to say, I feel like if we can learn what they're doing and how they're doing it, we could stop somebody else from doing it again.
Mm-hmm.
I won't oppose you, but I won't like it if we find a wizard and he goes ahead and tries to replicate this. I will very much say I told you so.
And well, hopefully we can keep it in our control. Or find somebody that we can trust.
Trust a wizard.
Doesn't have to be a wizard.
What about those artificer people?
You know, this is the second time that I've heard you people say these words. What in the hells is an artificer?
It's honestly, as far as I understand, it's the kind of people who use they create potions and stuff like that.
They're usually pretty good inventors, but they're very, very smart in the way that magics work with things.
So they are enchanters and potion makers.
A lot of the time, but sometimes more so than that.
I've never really met one myself. It's just that's all I really know.
This is too strange for me. So, I suppose we are keeping them, and we have any motions towards the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Would it make you feel better if you held on to them?
Absolutely not. If they are in my possession, I will burn them. I will tell you this straight out.
I will put them in my bag.
Not gonna lie, Lyslin, your honesty is really refreshing sometimes.
Product of being as we are, and he kind of motions towards Violet, is sometimes there is double speak, but more often than not, truthfulness is important.
Remembering session 0 right now. It's very much appreciated.
Oh, and if you ever think that I'm not telling you the truth, ask me something 3 times. I will be compelled.
Make a deception check.
I guess I have to make insight, huh?
That's up to you if you feel you are. You can just go against your passive insight.
I just
5.
watched Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me yesterday, and it makes me think of that every time.
You definitely could tell. Even you, Shiorda, if you, with your limited knowledge of interacting with people from the outside the ocean, you're like, he's fucking with me.
Yeah, but she's not gonna. You just see the, that's oh, he's fucking with me face. Like it just goes from one straight to the other. Oh. Okay, well, let's move on. See what's up here.
Who's going first?
How's Violet looking?
Yeah, no, I'll go first. That's fine.
No, I was just wondering, like, how's she doing? Because, I mean, this is another time. More shit.
No, she's just not. She's just like, I'm not here right now. I'm like trying very hard to be here, but I'm not. She'll be back. Like she's losing her mind. Like
Is Violet
this is the first time.
Is Violet still walking?
Yeah.
Where's the calm
Yep.
emotions when you need it?
And how much does Violet weigh?
I don't know. Not a lot. Beats me. How much does a fairy weigh?
I looked at my character sheet earlier. It said air weighed 40 pounds.
Okay. With equipment around that. Gotcha. Is everyone following Violet?
If she goes first, yeah.
Yeah, we won't let her be alone.
Lyslin kind of naturally hangs back just because he doesn't want to get anyone trapped behind him.
It's bigger than a 5 foot, but it's not quite 10 foot. But you're able to you're still able to get through. So do you go last, Lyslin?
Yeah.
All right. Violet, as you walk down the hallway, it's just a mind-numbing experience which you're dealing with right now. As you walk forward, you barely notice the tile under your foot kind of slip down further than it as you step onto it, and it's a momentary what? Oh shit! And I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, great, awesome, yeah. Cool. Oh, that's actually not that bad. 19.
19. You are able to. Your reflexes almost take over more than you are actually thinking, and you zip backwards. Your wings kind of catch you and zip you back up at a diagonal, almost knocking into whoever's behind you. As there's this little, and on the opposite side of the wall, in this line across almost all the way to the floor, are these small needles that are sticking out of the wall.
Wheels?
Oh.
Needles.
Needles. Okay.
Well, that's inconvenient.
What is going on up there?
I nearly became a pincushion.
Don't do that.
Noted.
It might be a good time to fly again.
Yeah, but then you guys are gonna step on them.
Wait, doesn't Kale have a shield? Would that have helped?
Here's Kale.
Looking at Kale.
I mean, he's like, I don't know, the shield can only block so much. As it looked like it was almost floor to ceiling, kind of.
Oh, it was all the
line.
way. Is it still there, or did it go away?
The needles are sticking in the wall. Some of them stuck in like kind of the some of the
ground?
divots in the ground and whatnot, and then some of them fell to the ground.
I'm just gonna like lean back so like I'm not actually like in the firing range, but try to like poke the pressure plate again to see if it like resets.
I was gonna do that too.
She kind of
I
like,
was. I'm gonna grab. I'm gonna place my hand in front of Violet and then poke it with my trident from a distance away.
so you kind of press into that tile, and there is you can feel it kind of sink in, as you kind of have to press a little hard because it takes about 40 pounds of pressure to, so you can actually get leverage with your trident, but you are able to get it pressed down, and there is another kind of, you hear this, but nothing seems to come out.
Well,
Okay, cool.
I think this one
one's
is done.
fine, guys.
but we might want to watch for more.
One and done. Wonderful. Collect the needles.
No.
So I'm going to go ahead and lead the way now, but I'm going to be like tapping tiles with my trident to see if I get them to move.
Make a perception check.
All right, dice. Roll good for me. I said roll good, not bad. Perception is...
Don't forget you can guidance yourself.
Yes, I can, can't I? Is it too late to do that?
It is too late.
Yeah,
You have to do it before you make the roll.
So that's a total of 7.
You are kind of like pushing on the tiles as you go along, and you're pretty confident that you checked each one, but as you step onto one, you're almost at the end of the hallway where the turn is, and you press with your trident, and you're like, okay, this is solid. And as you step onto it, the pressure itself, more of your body weight, more than you put on the trident at the time, the stone kind of just disappears from under you, and I need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, great. That's my dump stat. Which was a big mistake, by the way, if anyone wants to say anything about that.
A mistake is dumping con. That's a mistake.
Well, a
I
lot
have
of...
no idea what you're talking about, and certainly no one in chat does. Isn't that right, Titan?
a lot of things rely on dex, including your armor class.
That is true. Dex is a heavy one.
Which is why I have an 11 and almost anything can hit me. And, of course, I rolled bad. That's a 5.
Yeah. You guys. So who's right behind Violet? Are you still right behind Shioran? Yeah, Shioran.
Probably me, yeah.
So you see as she kind of steps forward, and the floor just flap opens up, and you see her just drop out of sight. And as you
I try to grab her.
you try to grab the person who's like 3 times your size.
Yeah, I'm trying to grab her.
Okay, make an athletics check.
I'll be damned if I'm losing another friend. 5.
So Shirata's falling. Violet goes out, grabs her, but then gets pulled in with her. And once they're down past where you guys can see, as the person behind Violet sees them both get the stone floor snap shut above them.
Oh no, we've been separated.
And the two of you fall. Violet, you're able to kind of catch yourself with your wings, but you're not able to hold her up as Shiora, and you kind of across down this pit.
If you'll allow this, I'm going to use my racial ability to cast Gust of Wind in an attempt to... no, not Gust of Wind, Wall of Water in an attempt to reduce
Is it a reaction?
Oh, you're right, that's true.
Yeah, that'd be the one thing, kind of, because it's a quick, just like, boom, and you're down at the bottom. But you take 12 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall 30 feet to the bottom of this pit. And it is, you are crumpled up at the bottom of it, and Violet, you kind of were able to stop yourself about halfway down.
Ow!
Okay. I'll go down.
Okay.
And it's just a pit. There's nothing. I want to look around for like.
You're kind of looking around, and there doesn't seem to be really any way to like you kind of feel around. It's complete darkness. I mean, you have dark vision, so you're able to see. You're kind of padding around. It seems to be solid walls. What are the people up above doing?
Did they just get eaten by the floor?
Seemed that way. Should we go down and make sure they're okay?
I think lessons. Oh, yeah, we lost lesson for a second. I'll wait till he gets back to say what I was going to say.
Oh no, we lost him.
So he just came back in the chat. There you go.
Yep. Headphones. Old Discord for me.
I'm sorry, I can't. What was that?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wonderful. Yeah, my headphones disconnected and killed Discord for me. So
Oh,
that's nice.
Windows, please.
But yeah, Lyslin, did they just get eaten by the floor?
Seems that way.
Is that normal? It's normal where I come from. I just wonder if it's normal here.
This seems like it was a trap.
I see.
Lyslin
will have grabbed some of those needles, by the way, the ones sticking out of the walls.
Make a sleight of hand check for me.
Sure thing.
This is retcon before you guys know.
16.
16. You're able to carefully pick them up and place them somewhere safe without touching anything you feel is dangerous or piercing yourself.
Excellent.
Too bad.
The Sharon, you kind of like get yourself upright, kind of like feeling some sore parts of your arms, and you knocked your head, and you just, oh, that sucked. And Violet kind of comes down with you, and as you guys are kind of looking around, you start hearing this like.
Oh no.
And you feel something kind of press in your back, and you look back and you realize the wall is slowly closing, and you look around and it's the one in front of you is now closing towards you both.
I turn into a fucking eagle and I fly us up.
Yeah.
So, what's the are you able to break up the stats of the eagle? Otherwise, I can.
No, I am not. Everything is very slow for me.
That's fine. I got it.
I was gonna transform into an octopus and just my way up.
What's your strength as Violet?
As Violet, not a lot. +1.
Yeah, you have more strength as Violet than you do as an eagle.
Yeah, I'll transform
Giant.
into
Giant eagle is what you would want.
into an octopus and like use my suction cup to
Yeah,
climb.
well, that's kind of what I meant.
I don't think you can
You know,
be
the
a
big
giant.
one.
I don't think you can be a giant eagle
Oh
yet.
no, I can't have a fucking flying speed yet. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
What
Fi-
was I with a passive 16 perception? Was I able to notice like what they stepped on to trigger the door opening or the floor?
You can tell where it was in the floor that they stepped on. Yeah.
Could I trigger that without falling and like throw a rope down?
Make a athletics check for me as you go to like press on it, but it's not like on it. So you're trying to get it like opened up.
Grand. Oh, thank God. 18 with 0 added.
18. You go to like press down on the door itself with plenty of pressure, but you feel where it kind of gives. There's a like something's blocking it. What did the two of you do as you realize the walls are closing in?
I was gonna change. I'm gonna change
I'm
into an
gonna-
octopus and like climb my way out.
Octopus, Violet.
I'm gonna fly up 15 feet
Mhm.
and fuck. No, I'm just gonna wait.
Right. So you kind of
I'm
get
gonna
up and you
fly up
realize
and
that
I'm gonna wait.
you get up to the top and you can see right away that the flap above you is closed, and you can hear kind of like as it seems like someone's trying to push on the top of it. Shiora, and you turn into an octopus and you start kind of
Yeah.
up to the top.
Is the entire thing coming in, or do I manage to like climb over something?
So the two sides of the walls all the way from the top, you can, and Violet, you can see this too, are starting to close in. It's just two of the walls closing towards each other basically. And you've from the looks of it, you maybe have about 15 seconds before it's closed all the way. But Merrick, you're realizing that something's locked, and you're not able to get it. Are you going to do anything? What else would you like to do?
And these halls are not very big for Lyslin.
He's able to fit through. They're just about 10 feet wide.
I'm gonna kind of like back out. And do you think that your strength might be able to help get this unlodged?
I can certainly stomp on it and hope for the best.
I am not very strong.
Lyslin will head on up to the plate then.
All right. What would you like to do to try to get it open?
I've got two real thoughts on this, and my first thought is, well, if I ground pound with my hooves, that's pretty good. But on the other hand, I've still got Dex Lady's arm, and I could try to pry it open.
You could definitely try. Which one would you like to do? This is a quick like couple seconds.
Yeah, let me flip a coin. I'm gonna trust my hooves. So I'm just gonna attempt a, I guess, athletics check to just like try and like slam it down as hard as I can.
Yep. And you have advantage on this.
Okay, natural 19. Let's see if we can get that natural 20. Nope, natural 19 for a 22.
22. You slam your hooves in once, twice, 3 times, as finally the third time, as you guys are kind of as Sharon, you're just getting to the top of this area, and Violet, you're kind of looking around, looking up, and you hear, and you finally hear this loud, as there's a snap of metal, as the thing snaps all the way open and stays open as you guys are able to kind of climb and zip out, mere like 5 or 6 seconds before the walls itself. You can the flaps actually don't flap open all the way because the walls are closing in, and then as it does, they kind of grind up against each other. But then you hear the as the pit itself has been completely closed in and would have squished you both to juices.
Oh, thank the Oak Father that finally worked.
I don't know what sound octopi make, because I've actually never looked it up, but you hear octopus noises coming from the octopus.
Octopus squish.
Yes.
It's a lot of squish, squish, squish.
And it sounds kind of relieved somehow.
But you are at a small hallway to a doorway that leads to a door. This one is made of metal itself, and is fashioned quite sturdy.
Okay, not going to lie. That one took a lot out of me. I don't think I can do it for this. Merrick.
I'll just try to open it, see if it's locked.
Merrick, go ahead and climb on my back and see if you can see this.
You try the door
I
handle.
shall.
Locked. And
What's
sorry,
Mm.
what are you doing, Merrick?
Climbing on license back.
All right.
What does it look like it's made out of?
Metal of some kind. It's a dark metal.
Quick question, is there any kind of like holes in it or anything like that?
No.
No? Well, I can't use my ability to squeeze through anything.
Okay, we're good at that.
Say what?
Said octopi are good at that.
Yep. As long as their
How
beak
sealed
can fit
fast
through.
does it look? Like, is it like super flush with the door, or could I possibly like squeeze a blade into it?
A thin blade. Not the size that Dex ladies' blades were. They were thick, long, curved blades.
What about a dagger?
Possibly small dagger.
I'm gonna hand Lyslin my spare dagger.
What would you like to do with said dagger?
I apologize if this snaps it, but Octopus, you're tiny and squishy. Let's hope for the best. I'm gonna attempt to slide the dagger in and kind of like pry it open, maybe like half an inch.
Make a sleight of hand check for me first, and then make an athletics.
Sure thing, sure thing. Sleight of hand is an 18.
Mm-hmm.
And then, quick question: athletics, advantage or no? Because I don't think that this. Okay. Then that would be a 18 on athletics.
18. You're able to get the blade sort of in, and as you go to push, you don't do it all the way. But you can feel like the tip of it sort of bend. You stop, and like this door is pretty well shut. That's not going to pry it, unfortunately.
All right, we need possibly a key because I don't want to break your toy. And he like hands it back over to Merrick.
This little
That's okay.
bent tip.
Are the hinges on our side?
Nope.
Speaking of, is there a keyhole?
Yes, there is a small keyhole above the door itself, above the handle.
Okay.
We can always go look further for a key.
That might be our only option, and I think we've taken care of most of the death traps here. Hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
You hear some squishing noises.
I'll pick up the octopus.
Yeah, I was gonna say Lyson's gonna pick up the octopus and put it in Air's hammock, which is still between his horns.
So you guys gonna head out of this hallway?
Yeah.
Lyson carefully backs up.
You guys get out and start heading towards the other direction. You get up by the room with the chair. If you guys want to do before you move past there, or are you just going to continue on?
Sure. Quick question, because I'm assuming that's you in the octopus. Are you able to camouflage yourself?
She uses the camouflage ability.
Great, stay like that.
Okay. So she squishes a little bit. Hold on. So the octopus has advantage on dexterity stealth checks made while underwater. That's how the underwater camouflage works, but I assume that means I can do the camouflage.
Yeah, you can shift your colors and whatnot. I mean, it's still evident that the octopus is there. It's not like she's invisible, but yeah.
It's fun being other animals.
But are you guys
All right.
continuing past that door?
I just
Yeah.
I just realized Lyson can't even see me with me up in his horns. So I just drape my one of the tentacles down and do that.
Perfect. He was just going to assume that you could.
And you guys head down a hallway. It kind of turns to your right, and then at the very end turns to your left. And before we get into this room, we will take our break real quick for 15 minutes. And so we'll be back in that amount of time to continue with the rest of this. You guys' first dungeon.
Oop, wrong
I
button.
just want to add, when Lyslin was like prancing on that thing, I really wanted him to fall through, like hit his face. You know, not all the way down, but
No,
his hooves
absolutely.
go
It would have
down.
been
When the
hilarious.
door went down, it would have been so funny.
I'm glad you managed to open it, because
Yeah, that would have been unfortunate
I mean,
for you guys.
I
Yeah.
would only last long enough to keep my beak. As long as my beak was solid before I died.
Yeah, I am super relieved that I got that 19.
Alright.
Alright, but yeah, we'll be back, everyone.
I'm gonna go check to see how Brian's doing. Okay, I am back, chat. Brian didn't respond, so I assume he's sleeping still or something, but hopefully he's doing better. I got some Swiss rolls.
Love Swiss rolls.
Same.
What is? Oh, those things. We
Mm-hmm.
can't get those here.
They're like my favorite snack food. It's chocolatey.
Do you ever freeze them?
No. Sorry, I misclicked.
I saw
no,
that go
haven't.
through to deafened.
Yeah.
You never frozen them? You should try it frozen.
Misclicked again.
Dude, pregnancy sucks.
Oh yeah, we didn't make that announcement yet.
Oh, I'm pregnant. Pregnant is me.
How was
There,
Babby
done.
formed?
Hmm?
Oh, sorry, just referencing that meme.
Yeah. It sucks, guys. It's really not fun. 0 out of 10 would not recommend.
I don't remember if you did it yet, but if she runs off screen, like no precedence, that's some sickness.
I'm just sick.
Babby
Yeah,
sickness.
morning sickness has been super bad. Real bad.
Okay. Man, we have not been rolling great today, have we?
I've been rolling okay on things that don't matter.
I got one good roll. The rest of them were almost all 4s and 6s.
Did get that one nat 20.
Mm-hmm. I was like, when that was happening, I was like, oh God, what can I do? I don't think I have anything here that will stop my stop the walls, except my trident, and I don't want to lose that.
No, I had one thing that I knew would stop the wall for a little bit, but it wouldn't have gained us much time.
I was considering asking
Divines,
him.
right?
Yeah, Witch's Wicker.
I was considering asking.
Because
Go ahead.
the description on it, I just gotta switch over to D&D Beyond on my computer real quick. Is a fast-growing, hardy jumble of thin woody vines. When you sprout this plant, it rapidly spirals out into a dense and sturdy continuous structure, roughly in the shape of a 5-foot diameter cylinder up to 30 feet long. So that would have held it for a second. Maybe would have gotten us one more round.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That would have helped if we needed it. I was considering seeing if he would allow me to cast Wall of Water and like just fill the place with water.
I was gonna do create water, and then I was like, wait, I've got Witch's Wicker.
Because Wall of Water only creates a wall that is up to 30 feet long and 10 feet high. So I'm like, maybe he'll let me finagle it in this close space. And then spells that deal cold damage that pass through the wall cause the area of the wall they pass through to freeze solid. At least a 5-foot square section is frozen. That's an AC of 5 and 15 hit points. So I figured that might give us some time too. If I couldn't
I keep forgetting about the whole I can't have a swimming speed or a flying speed thing.
Yeah, that's that kind of screwed me up in the beginning when I was trying to create the character, because it's like, why is there no exceptions for Triton druids?
Yeah, that is a little odd, but I mean, at the very least, you guys are really close to swim speed, if I remember right. Actually,
Well, we've already passed swim speed.
yeah, there we go. I was like, wait, that's 4.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are at least level 4 druid.
I believe level 8 for
Well,
flying
five
speed,
good.
Yeah, level 8 for fly speed.
which I am not close to. I'm only level 3 druid. Because
I'm level 5 druid.
I took 2 levels in fighter.
Ah,
I probably won't multi-class.
I'm
it
not,
makes things complicated for sure.
Yeah, and I definitely think that Archdruidry would be definitely where Violet would be headed anyway, so.
Originally, I was planning on taking the fighter class to a higher level, because I wanted to be like this whole. My backstory includes this whole Druidic Knight organization, which you guys would know, so it doesn't matter if I say anything about it, which has both Druidics and martial. So I was going to go further with that, but the more I've been playing, the more I just feel like she's probably better at the Druidics. If she could remember to have the right spell.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. I'm considering eventually grabbing a level of druid for Lyslin because that works with his character, but for purely my own selfish reasons, I'm considering taking monk next.
Oh god, a monk centaur would be interesting.
That's right.
Six limbs and horns. That's
Antlers.
antlers, correct? Yeah. For my tiefling monk, one of the lines that I always would say is I finish off an enemy with my tail, and I'd be like, "No one expects the tail." And when he caught missiles and stuff like that, he would use his tail rather than his hands. We're kind of making a comic based on that campaign, but we've done a few changes to the characters a little bit, and one of the funniest scenes is they're looking at a map, and for some reason someone shoots a crossbow bolt at them, and Partial just grabs it with his tail and then points out a point on the map with it. They're like, and they're like he doesn't even react to it. And everyone's like, "Where did you get that crossbow bolt?" And then he tosses it right back at the person who fired it, and he's like, "What crossbow bolt?"
Wonderful.
I didn't give him much personality in the campaign because he was my first character and I didn't know much about stuff like that. But we've decided he's Australian and he's a totally don't give a fuck type person. If he doesn't like you, he will mess up your name no matter how many times you say it.
I kind of wonder if Lyson
And
would
this
have
is
even been able
your-
to fit down that chute, or if he would have just gotten stuck halfway through.
Did you say your character's Australian?
Yeah, he's got the he's got the Australian accent.
Alright, well, I'll give you a wee tip, right? See, if Australians meet somebody, they always shorten their name. So instead of saying, like, Sharon, we call them Shazza. Say we, but I'm not actually Australian.
I've heard from Ross Donovan from Game Grumps that like they'll like a lot of Australians will call people like the shortened named and then O. But since Ross had like a single syllable name, he would be called Rosso.
Don't know about that one. But yeah, the whole
I mean-
like Shazza thing is quite popular.
Ross is Australian, so I take his word at the very least. Might be a local thing, or you know.
It could be like a dialect thing, yeah, but I know that one's like all around Australia.
What was it for Sharon?
For Sharon.
Sharon.
Sharon would probably also be Shazza. Or Shannon is also Shazza.
Okay.
It's just basically adding Azza. Like just yeah.
Interesting. I'll let everyone know while we're writing. But like one of the things that we have in there is like there's an enemy named Night Slayer. What was it? Tabaxi assassin rogue. And like when Parjal's fighting her, he just keeps using names that are time of day and then verb. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a verb. So it would be like high noon pillager, or something like that. When you give a character an actual personality, it's more fun. I actually retired him from the campaign because like I had no personality and a very, very weak backstory. That's been fixed for this one. Alright. We still waiting on Sky?
I'm here.
Okay.
Should all be good.
Alright.
So you step into this large area of a room, and it seems to be kind of a yes. What?
I'm sorry. Hold on. Violet's camera doesn't seem to be working. Is someone? Yeah, Violet's
Yeah, no, give me a
camera's off.
second. It just
Okay.
takes me to set everything back up because I like put my dice all on the fucking computer.
Okay.
Good.
So the cameras will be put in the right place in a moment. All right. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
You step into this room, and it seems to have been maybe some sort of lounge at one point, as there is some seating arrangements around some tables, some chairs. There is a open book that is sitting on the table that is kind of open to a random place in said book. There is a small separate part of the room that's kind of blocked off by a wall that's further to your left, and then there is a hallway that leads down on the ahead of you.
I'm
I
gonna
don't look at the book.
You guys head over to the book.
Yeah. I'm still in Lyceland's. I move my tentacles down and point at the books, like try to point towards the book to them.
Yeah, Lyson will walk you over there.
What languages do the people who are there reading the book read?
I
start
I can
with-
still keep my languages, right?
Yep, you can still keep your languages, you just can't speak.
Common, Druidic, Primordial, and Sylvan.
Well, you want to go next?
My turn. Okay. Common, Sylvan, Druidic, Terran, Aquayan, Ingnan.
Common, Elvish, Gnomish, Goblin, Sylvan, Undercommon.
Gotcha. Okay. And Mary.
Nothing that hasn't already been said.
All right. Lyslin, you recognize this as it seems to be undercommon, and it's almost like it's nonsense itself. Speaking about twos of threes and fours of threes, and that the two need to be mixed. And it just doesn't really make much sense.
The second one was fours of threes, and the first one was what?
Twos of threes.
Twos of threes and fours of threes?
Mm-hmm. And you flip through a couple more pages, kind of getting more nonsense until you get to a page that has a diagram on it. And it seems to be a being. It's a kind of a humanoid shape, very similar to I can't think of the name of that diagram. But it's a
Venusian man, is it? No. I know it starts with a V.
yeah.
The one,
The Da Vinci one.
Da Vinci
Yeah.
one, yeah.
Yeah, but it's very similar to that. It's got a man kind of outstretched and kind of looking at his base, but it's not. It's a man from the bottom down, but it's a woman from the top up. And the face is a bit androgynous, and the hair is again kind of not really. It's kind of neutral in its style, and so it's this. And it's got a bunch of lines and diagrams and little notes written in kind of chicken scratch that's really hard to understand, pointing at all sorts of different aspects to the body itself in different areas. But it's this amalgamation of a female and a male body, and it's not just like the genitals and the chest. It's the arm. Like one arm seems very slight, but then the other arm is very muscular and masculine. And part of the facial features look to be kind of feminine, but then other parts of it seem to be very masculine with a stronger brow and a wider jaw, where the other side is slighter with higher cheekbones. And it's this odd kind of mix in different areas of the body.
Vitruvium.
That's the word.
There we go. I knew it started with a V.
I was gonna let you finish talking before I said it.
Lyson looking this over. Well, it's clearly the diary of a madman. It's undercommon for those who might be wondering. Not sure if you have them here. Drow, other beings from under the crust of the earth.
Like at this point, I'd honestly say only Merrick might be able to roll a history check to know what those are. I imagine he's about the only one that could have had a experience with them outside of Lyslin.
That's an 8.
Oh. Yeah, there's the kind of alcove over to the top, and then there's the rest of the book itself. The book is pretty thick, but you can definitely tell that trying to understand what it is going to take some time. If it is actually means something, I'm not sure.
Much like the notes that we found, I would rather we burn this, but if you are intent on us getting as much evidence as we can take it. I can attempt to translate as much as I can.
I'll slide it in with the rest of the papers.
If you go up to the top of the area, there's a small alcove that seems to have been where some cooking areas were made. There seems to be an area where a fire kind of, up there. A stove was kind of put. It's opened, empty, cold, and the area itself is pretty dirty. There's some pots and pans and other cutlery that are either rusted over or bent and mostly useless.
I'd
Any
recognize it
cups?
as the things that Kale likes to use to cook, right? Some of the stuff.
Mhm.
Or would that be like a cauldron or something?
I mean, Kale could use this stuff if it was maybe like refurbished, but none of it's of good quality at all.
I mean, I'm just trying to remember like what would he would use when we're on the road, because I think that's the only type of cooking I've actually seen.
He has a whole kit to himself that he uses. So, and to your question about cups, none that are in this area. No.
Okay.
And then there's the hallway that's behind where you guys are if you're looking at that area.
Alright, so this is the relaxation hub and cooking area, so what do you guess? Bedrooms up next? I can't imagine anyone actually sleeping down here.
Maybe the personal chamber of those who were doing the experiments.
There's a
Lesson's
door.
gonna pick up a rusty spoon, just stare at it. Put it down.
Is it doors to the next area?
There's a hallway to the next area that leads to kind of a T intersection you guys can't see past because you guys are still in the lounge room.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely certain that someone would trap the way to their living quarters, but admittedly, I'm not an expert on non-hunting traps. Admittedly, when hunting, you would put up a trap next to something's sleeping quarter so that it... Never mind.
We chased our rogue away.
Yep.
For you.
Shioran is going to drop down and like go to the area, the hallway, but she's gonna like stick to the walls
Okay.
and move that way.
Make a. What does it make a stealth check for just really being like trying to be careful and light-footed?
Stealth check.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. What is octopus?
That's right. You're still the octopus.
5. Yeah, that's why I said I was gonna stick to the walls. Suction cup to the walls and move that way. But I don't have advantage because this isn't underwater. So stealth is +5. Come on, can I roll a nice number, please? That's a total of 9.
9. I mean, you're along the walls and you're kind of like sticking along there and not trying to touch the ground itself. Is everyone following or letting Shiora Squid go down the hall by herself?
No, I'll go.
I'll
I'll flutter.
behind.
All right. You guys head down. No trouble seems to happen. And you get to a T intersection. There is a door to your left and a door to your right.
The last time we did this, something came from behind. Should we open them both at the same time and surprise them if they're in there?
I'll get the right one.
Yeah, Shioran was sticking on, basically, if we're heading down that hallway, she was sticking to the left wall, so I guess I'll get the left one.
All right.
So I'm just going to stretch my arm to the, my tentacle to the knob and try and turn it.
All right. As the squid, make an athletics check
Athletics? Oh boy, this isn't
to
going to
see
be good.
if you're able to turn the knob.
He's an
I have a negative
octopus.
3.
Jeez.
I have a negative 3 to
Sorry, octopus.
to strength.
Yeah, but you're gonna get that nat 20.
That's so inaccurate.
I know, right? They're so strong.
They're
And-
so strong.
Soft 0.
It's kind
Uh.
of. She's just not used to being an octopus, so it's not as good. Violet, you said you're
Yeah,
opening
she
the other
tries to
door?
grab with the arm
Yeah.
itself rather than the suction cup, so it's just mucus sliding off the doorknob.
Yeah. You open up that door, and it seems to lead to a bedroom that is mostly untouched. The whole rest of this place looks desiccated and torn apart, but this room looks mostly intact, if not a little dusty. There is a bed in there with a dresser on both sides and a writing desk that is on the opposite side with a chair pulled in nice and neatly to the desk itself. The desk has a few books and papers that are strewn about it, with a small lantern that is unlit sitting on top.
We'll go to the desk and have we look at
As you flutter
books
into the
papers.
room, make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Sure.
Uh-oh.
Not good, guys. Not good.
Druids are good at wisdom,
That
right?
is a total of 14.
14.
I mean, yeah, we are. But yes.
So as you come into this room, you suddenly feel, what the hell am I doing in here? And you turn around, close the door behind you.
And you find Shioran fumbling with the door.
Cool.
She's now using attempting
And
to
I
use
don't
2
have
tentacles.
like any. I don't have any. If when I get out of the room, I don't have any sort of suspicion.
Do you have
About
any?
that.
Do you have any advantages against being charmed?
Oh yeah,
I do.
because I'm a
So you
fae.
probably do.
Yeah. So roll again to see if you get higher.
Good old
Oh
fan,
yeah,
alright?
way higher. 18 plus 8.
Yeah. Okay. So then retcon that as you go in, you start to feel it's that kind of moment where you're like, why did I come in here? But then you kind of shake it off like, I want to search this place. And it's kind of this weird feeling. But you go over to the desk and make an investigation check.
Oh, I'm not good at those.
While she's doing that, I'm gonna
12.
gingerly drop down to the floor. See if anything happens. Like I'm leaving one tentacle on the wall, but see if anything happens when I put my weight on it.
So you hit the ground, and then the entire facility explodes.
Oh, boy.
All 2 pounds of an octopus killed us.
Well, roll your new
Very last
character.
one standing, as it was planned.
Man, I can't believe air came down here and laid that mana bomb
While
just for
everyone
us
was
to die.
sleeping. Yep.
While you guys were in the other hallway, I was over here.
No, you dropped it on the ground. Nothing happened.
All right.
12 you said for your investigation, Violet?
My investigation, no good.
12 is decent as you're kind of like lifting up the books. What you find are a couple of books on transmutation and alchemy, specifically as you're kind of sifting through. They're in mostly common. Some of it's in kind of more mathematic and algorithm kind of equations, but it's talking about a number of things when it comes to mixing elements and minerals and the results you might get. And the transmutation book is talking about the changing of the human form and altering things to make them lighter, heavier, harder, softer, whatever the case may be. It's just talking kind of general transmutation theory, and then alchemy itself about the different concoctions and things. So it's not, the alchemy is a little bit more closer to what you may understand, with working with herbs and whatnot, but the transmutation's a little off, save for like what you can do with transforming into beasts. But that's more nature based than arcane transmutation.
Yeah. So I will take the alchemy books and put them in my pack.
Okay.
And then I will take the transmutation books but not put them in my pack. Um, do I find anything in like the papers?
The papers seem to be a lot of notes, and it seems to be, as you were kind of looking over the shoulder of Lyslin, it seems to be written in that same uncommon handwriting. Under
Okay,
notes
so
are.
I'll take those with me as well.
All right.
I'll take those with me as well. And I will quickly check around the room in like the dresser and stuff
Okay.
for any sort of idea of, I don't know, the person who used these chambers.
Gotcha.
You said there was a bed, right?
There's a bed in there. Yes. Are you following her in there?
Yeah, I'll follow in.
The dresser on both sides they have a drawer on the top and then a door, and you kind of try both, and they're both kind of locked.
Cool. Okay.
I'm gonna look under the bed.
As you guys are doing that real quick, sure. Do you do anything else on the door?
Yeah, I was gonna revert and try to open the door that way.
All right.
As a humanoid.
That door is locked.
That door is locked.
Merrick, are you wanting to do anything?
I'm just kind of observing everything and listening out to make sure that nothing else is creeping up on us.
Make a perception check.
$24.
24.
Air with the bomb.
You don't hear anything of note from what you can see. From what you can hear, you don't really hear anything.
What's Kale doing?
He'll just keep his eyes out.
Kale is currently. You can hear clinking and banging around in the kitchen as Kale is trying to find anything of use.
Seems on brand.
Lyslin, you look under the bed and it's almost flush to the ground, but you do see a small. Actually, make a perception check for me.
Sure thing.
Can I do the same thing I did with the cell doors? Use shape water to put water in there and then try and freeze it to see if I can break the lock?
I will have you attempt that once we're done with licensing.
Nice. 19.
19. Yeah, you see what looks to be maybe a small latch underneath the bed.
Of course there are more basements. Everyone, there's something under the bed. I don't think I'll fit down.
Sure, and you can do a Arcana Wisdom.
Wisdom.
To
Can I get a nice roll tonight?
Hopefully.
Arcana Wisdom, so that's just +3 basically. Because my Wisdom's +3?
Yep.
Alright. Oh, it's better than what I've been getting, but it's not much. That's a total of 10.
wrong button.
And I didn't guidance myself because I forgot again.
You kind of you shape the water into it, but it mostly kind of gets around the lock, and you're kind of having trouble. You kind of freeze it, and it just kind of freezes around. You can see kind of the steam coming off of it as the metal in the locking mechanism freezes, but you don't hear any kind of like grinding or anything. Doesn't seem to work as well as it did with the other door. You guys doing anything in the room with the bed? Or Violet, are you doing anything else with the locked cabinets?
These are locked. What did you find?
Trapdoor under the bed, most likely, and how's the blanket on the bed look?
It looks to be dusty, but well kept and neatly made.
I'm gonna steal it.
All right.
Sheeran walks into the other door. That door's locked and I can't get it open.
Well, we have a trapdoor here and holds up the blanket. Possibly bandages.
What's a bandage?
There's also a lantern on the desk. Just in case you wanted a lantern.
I will happily take a lantern.
Yeah, do you seem like that kind of person? So
I don't want to use another wild shape yet, because if there's another level, I might need it.
okay. Well, do you
Quick
want to move
question.
the bed?
What
We'll
kind of
open
lantern?
The latch?
It's just a small kind of glass lantern, like Tinkerbell kind of lantern.
Okay, good.
Sorry, what was that, Violet?
Iceland, do you want to lift up the bed and we'll open the latch?
Certainly.
It's easy enough to, and kind of grinds against the ground. And there is a small latch about like 2 feet by 2 feet.
Is it easy to open?
I most certainly will not fit down here.
It's flush to the
Well,
floor.
you're not gonna fit in
so
there.
there's no handle. You can tell that there's a kind of a indentation in the ground where a part of the floor might be able to come up.
While those two look at that, I want to go ahead and try and use one of my short swords to pry open the cabinets.
All right. Make a sleight of hand check.
Sure thing, sure thing. 6.
6. It's a kind of like shoving it in there. License at that for a little while. What did the 2 of you doing, or the 3 of you doing with the latch, or if you're doing anything at all?
What kind of material's the latch made of?
Seems to be wood, like the rest of the floor.
Sheeran's getting a little frustrated at not being able to do anything,
Or,
so
sorry,
she's just gonna
not wood, tile.
tile. Yeah, she's getting a little frustrated, so she's just gonna point her trident at it and just guiding bolt it.
Okay. Make an attack roll for me. See how well you hit. It's pretty hard not to.
Ooh, that's a nice attack roll for once. That's a total of 22, I believe.
22, gotcha. And then a damage for the door itself.
All right, that's
Roll match.
46. That's only 3. Hang on. I got like almost minimal.
The frustration grows.
I know. That's a total of 5. I don't add anything to that, do I? I don't think so, no. So a total of 5.
5. Yeah, no, it's and it hits the tile, and you see that it doesn't break the tile, but it kind of bends it inwards, and there's this kind of inrush of air before it, like, Lysa, you feel like on the back of your neck, like the hair stand up. You're like, oh shit. The entire room gets engulfed in flames. I need everyone to make dexterity saving throws.
Certainly.
Yeah, that's what generally happens when I get frustrated. People die. That's a joke, by the way.
I'm dead. I got a 9.
Dexterity, I got a 6.
Okay, great rolls tonight, guys.
I got a 19. I'm not doing bad.
Yeah, I'd gotten that sweet, sweet natural 2.
Lyslin fails.
Which
Sharon
honestly makes sense,
fails.
because, like, I'm over there prying at the counter, right?
Yeah. Violet, you succeed. What was yours, Merrick?
What kind of roll was it? Sorry.
Dexterity saving throw.
11.
11. So that fails as well. So everyone but Violet takes 26 points of fire damage. Violet, you are halved to 13.
Thank God I'm resistant to fire.
Yes, so yours would be halved to 13, Merrick.
That
The room just and the bed starts on fire. The what was left on the desk itself is just starting to now smolder and on fire. And the tile itself is completely blown open. And there is a small chest that is inside of where the tile was. There's a small little hole in the ground, and there's a chest in there.
Is
undamaged.
the chest on fire?
The chest itself is made out of metal. Seems to be
Okay, wonderful.
mostly unharmed.
Immediately afterwards, Lyson's gonna start using Druidcraft to start snuffing out as much of the fire as he can, since I can put out a small campfire. I assume the notes are equivalent to a small campfire.
I will help with that.
All right. I'm guessing Mare can also help with that. So like the three of you can kind of put out the fires that have started to run the room pretty easily.
Simultaneous.
Especially with
Important question.
shape water.
Did that blow open the cabinets?
No.
Damn it! Okay, but yeah, good to know.
Shioran is not having a good day. I'm going to cure wounds myself because I'm hurting.
Gotcha. Kale kind of comes in the doorway. The fuck was that?
We got baked without you.
As you're all like black with like eyebrows gone.
I don't think I
Okay,
have eyebrows.
so that killed off everyone's periwinkles then.
Well, that answers that question. Whatever happened to those?
Oh,
For
I'll make more. It's okay.
It's okay.
7. Still not great, but
Should we figure out the chest? I can't lift it.
Sharon's just gonna go and sit down somewhere, and she's just like with a huff, like, "I'm not hurting anyone else today."
I have
Shioran sits down on the smoldering
no
bag.
strength.
No, it's on another trap.
Listen, we need you to lift something again.
Does anyone need healing?
Oh, of course. I guess I am a pack
yeah,
animal
they're
after
all
all.
hurt.
Lyslin will first investigate the chest to make sure it's not on a pressure plate or anything.
Make an investigation check for me.
Cast healing spirit so everyone else can get some healing.
Natural 20 for a natural 20 flat.
You see that it's not doesn't seem to be on any pressure plate, but what you do notice as you get close to it is you can feel heat coming off of this thing. And you kind of like you put your hand towards it and it feels like the top of like a stove type of hot coming off of this thing.
Does anyone have any eggs we can currently cook on this thing? Kale! Kale, where's the bacon?
I'm all out.
Sakura.
Um,
I'm gonna go ahead and like grab onto like it with the gaff hook and see if I can kind of like pull it up.
You're able to kind of hook onto one of the handles and kind of pull it up, and it's heavy, and you can feel stuff shifting around inside, and you kind of place it down on the ground.
All right, it's full. It's hot. Shioran, quickly, douse the hot.
all right. Did I manage to get the water back, or I guess I wouldn't have used the whole water skin, would I?
No, just enough to get into
Yeah.
the lock itself.
So I'll just shape water and put water all over it.
So you kind of, and it kind of steams as you hit it, as the water is like bubbling and sparking off of it and jumping off it. I mean, and it kind of steams. When you're done pouring water on it, the steam eventually disappears.
Right. Also, I
You know,
cast.
I think I smell a little better now, and it is much worse in here.
I casted healing spirit, so if anyone needs some healing, they just let me know, and I'll roll a d6.
Yeah, Lysa
so
will take it.
that is the updated one, so you can only heal so many times with it. Just so you keep track.
Yeah, that's how we did it. Healing spirit was 1 plus my spell casting ability modifier, which is 3, so a total of 4 times.
Mhm.
That's how we did it last time too.
Yeah.
So who said?
Lyslin and Violet for sure.
Okay. Oh, now I'm getting good, decent rolls. That's 4, and was it plus anything? Nope, it was just a 4.
Works for me. That gets me out of bloodied, so.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm gonna go ahead and take one as well, because I'm hurting. Still. Of course I get the lowest.
Of course.
Second lowest. Anyway. Anyone else want one before I take the other one?
Lyson's still looking pretty crispy.
Okay. Yeah, cool. That's a 2 as well.
You're really muffled.
Say what?
You were really muffled.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was a 2. Apparently, am I muffled when I'm talking this way?
No, you're fine.
Okay. Yeah, that was a 2 as well.
Sure thing, sure thing.
Friday the 13th, y'all.
To be fair, I had this planned out the last time you guys were supposed to come down here, so this is not just planned today.
Yeah, but the luck of the roll has been really bad.
The problem is we didn't ask Freya for help. Alright, so the chest is no longer burning hot. I'm gonna attempt to open the lid.
As you get close, you kind of like, you still feel that heat coming off of it.
Interesting.
That's weird.
Merrick, you said you're good with fire, right?
What was it?
Merrick, you're good with fire, right? Like, if you touch hot things, it's not going to scald your hands horribly?
Horribly, yeah.
Would you mind, attempting?
Sure.
I can
I'll
do
give it a
one more
try.
thing. I'm
What was
going
that,
to.
Sharon?
I can do one more thing. And I'm going to use my racial ability to cast Wall of Water on it. It's just going to be... It can be up to 30 feet long, so I can probably make it just 5 feet to just encompass it.
So, you ever seen a freshly hot like ball of metal go into water.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
lot.
it is making that like high pitched chirping sound as you put it in, and there is an actual you can actually almost see this like barrier around the box itself as the heat is burning away the water almost as fast as it can touch it. And it's this like high pitched squeaking chirping sound happening inside. And how long does that wall of water last?
Does it seem to be doing anything?
It's continuously making that noise, and that
Um,
you can see bubbles and whatnot forming inside the wall.
It's concentration up to 10 minutes.
All right, so you can hold it there for the full 10 minutes if you want.
Um, yeah, I'm gonna leave it there the whole 10 minutes.
Okay. It starts to get almost like cloudy in the water from all the bubbles and steam and whatnot from dissipating out until finally the 10 minutes passes and the water kind of whoosh, and the you can see the water that is on top of the chest itself as it's like dripping down is evaporating and steaming off of it. As thing is, you can still see you can see like heat waves coming off the top of this thing.
It didn't do anything. Oh man. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. I think this thing is
Kel, we have a new stove for you.
I'll try it once just to like pull it out.
Well, it's already out. He grabbed it with like a hook and pulled the chest out.
And we're trying to open it now. Sorry, I had a really bad sneeze that like hurt my entire throat, and I've been kind of like dazed for a second.
Yeah, we were trying to get it to cool off, but apparently it's emanating heat rather than, just hot.
All
So,
right. I'm assuming it's probably locked.
No, it's checked.
I'll try. I'll risk it.
Okay. As you go to open it, you can feel the heat the moment you touch it. And yes, it is locked. And should we check that?
we found 4 locked things and no keys.
5 points of fire damage, halved to 2 points of fire damage for you, Eric. But it is locked. You kind of pull your hand away a second later, but it's enough that
So there's like the whole thing is super hot.
Mm-hmm.
We could try like cooling the hinges and making the metal off and just having license smack it really hard while we do that.
I mean, we just doused it in water for 10 minutes.
Yeah, but did anybody hit it while the metal was acting all up?
No.
A rapid heating and a rapid cooling can make the metal weaker.
I don't think it cooled off at all.
I don't know. We kind of chased our lockpicker away.
And she would be hurt if she tried to do this too. Uh-oh. My...
What?
Is the stream still on? Because my
Yeah, stream still shows for me.
It's on for me.
okay, because my Streamlabs has frozen. Like I can see the video feed and stuff, but the speakers are not working.
Yep, no, it's still going as I can see it. Yep.
Yeah, chat
Okay.
still goes.
Is anyone posting in chat, or is it just me? Because oh, there it goes.
It's just you.
It's working now.
Issue.
Okay.
All right, there we go. Titan helped out.
Okay, thank you. That was weird. For a moment, nothing was happening, and then it was just the mixer. All right. Anyways, where were we? I lost everything now that I had that scare.
In the room with the chest that is currently seeming to emanate heat from it.
You know what? I think I'm just going to hit it with the sword from the blade arm lady.
All right. Make an attack roll.
Whiffing super hard with a 10.
Kind of off of the top of it. You get a nice dent in the blade itself, and not much damage to the chest itself.
This is a wonderfully made stove. He's just gonna toss the sword. He's not even gonna bother with it.
Well, more things to unlock if we find a key. I'm gonna take a look in the hole behind where we got the chest from.
Okay. It's a small, little like kind of 2.5 foot deep little hole that's been kind of placed in the tile stone itself. You can see that there have been some etchings put around the side that are kind of scorched at this point.
Do I recognize those etchings?
Make an Arcana check.
Because I've been doing so well. Yep, there we go. That right on target. That's a 2 plus whatever my Arcana is.
Okay.
Plus 1.
Yeah. You don't really recognize what these were, what they might be.
Merrick.
I can attempt.
Go for it.
$15 Arcana.
You recognize these as probably a glyph of warding spell.
Oh, yeah. Ouch.
I guess we got really lucky.
We got lucky?
That's a magical trap.
Is that what let out the fire?
Could have been.
If I attempted to pick the lock with a crossbow bolt, that would be a disadvantage one, right?
Not only disadvantage, but the DC would be a lot higher.
That's what I thought.
I assume the glyphs are no longer usable right now.
They seem to be scorched. Nothing seems to be like magical about them.
Can I look around the chest itself, like behind it or anything like that, see if there's any...
Make a investigation check.
Okay, I finally get a good roll. That's a 15 plus whatever. Plus 1.
So 16.
Yeah.
You notice there are glyphs as well along kind of the you look on the sides of the chest itself, and there's like glyphs that are kind of along the lid and along the exterior, kind of like the border around the each side, and they're carved into the box itself.
I think I found out what's causing the heat.
What's that?
These glyphs over here on the back and around it. Does anyone know how to get rid of that?
Unfortunately, I do not have that ability.
Would,
Little one, are you here with us? You've been kind of quiet.
does Kale know?
If you're talking about Dispel Magic, no, he does not have Dispel Magic.
I put my Oreos near my incense. Bad idea.
That's gonna be some interestingly tasting Oreos.
Smoky Oreos.
Smoky Oreos probably would taste good. This is
It's dragon's blood incense as well.
it's
So
it's got it's probably got the taste of
My
whatever
favorite.
of the dragon's blood in it.
Yeah, that's gonna be weird.
it's gross. It's real gross.
hmm Now I want to try smoky Oreos.
Smoked string cheese is pretty awesome.
Okay, so
Alright, so
I
door is locked
can.
across the way.
Oh
This
my
is
god,
locked.
I can. I
You
can
can?
do it. I can.
What
I can do it.
What can you do, Violet?
I had to look. I can. I'm gonna dispel magic
All right.
on the box.
And yeah, it is able to dispel as you cast the magic at the chest. You guys can see the kind of the warping of the air around it as that you've noticed now that because of how close it is, dissipates and slowly dies.
finally, Shioran did something right today.
That chest had a permanent heat metal spell attached to it.
Hmm.
Man, there goes our stove.
Sorry.
Probably for the best, but it set the cart on fire.
That's true. If the cart's even still there when we get out there.
So
Kale, did
I
you
imagine
remember to
we've
hide the cart?
detached Harold.
Yes, Harold is in near the town. Not quite in
Yeah,
it, though.
Harold's hiding in the woods. Kale was the one that brought Harold. Not sure if he had brought the wagon.
probably would have. That would have probably been the thing to do. Assuming we could get it through the forest.
I wouldn't know about the.
Alright. So
Well, too late now. Let's open the chest.
It is still locked.
it is still locked. Alright. Now who can pick locks?
Somebody wasn't paranoid at all.
Yeah, this was super paranoid.
Well, I mean, I'm fairly good with my fingers, but I don't exactly have anything to defeat in that unless I wanted to use an arrow shaft, and I don't think that's going to work all that well. Any of you have a hairpin?
Yeah, I don't really. No.
I don't think she used hairpins. She just tied it up in a bun. Or ponytail bun.
Well, I'm sure if we go to this city, we'll be
Can-
able to find someone who will break into things or otherwise get something slim to shimmy this.
I mean, we could always do it on the way out. There's those tools in that one room.
Was there a little hooky?
You might have been able to find something like that, yeah. Not necessarily lockpick materials, but it might make the DC a little easier than our arrow shaft.
Yeah, easier than an arrow shaft or a crossbow bolt. I'll work with that.
Well, we can always try that. If it works, we could use it on the other
Are you
locked
gonna
door.
carry it till then?
Say
I
what?
can drag it around.
Sounds good.
Alright. You guys pick up the chest. Where would you guys go now? Now, listen, are you still
Across
carrying
the
around
way,
the door?
the door is.
No, the door is back where it was. I just kind of like set it to the side.
Okay. Sorry. What were you gonna say, Violet?
The door across the hallway. Is it made out of wood?
That one
Cool.
is yes.
Shorin's not trying to break anything down anymore. Last time she did that, something blew up.
Violet looks at Lyslin, looks at the door, looks back at Lyslin, looks at the door, looks back at Lyslin.
Okay, I realize I am a horse, but I'm not exactly a battering ram. Beyond the fact,
Debatable.
is it going to explode if I attack it?
If it does, I'll heal you.
If it does, I might not survive for you to heal me. But okay.
Then we'll carry you around and I can regrow you later.
I'm gonna.
None of you can carry Lyslin. He weighs like almost a ton.
I'm gonna put another cure wounds on Lyslin, and then guidance him.
Lyslin, just 1,286 pounds of horseman.
I don't think all of your carrying capacity weights put together could even come close to that.
I could drag him if they all try hard enough.
That's a 10.
Hey,
Alright.
wait, there are those rolling beds. You can tie me up on a rope and drag it that way.
There you go.
You gotta lift me onto it first, but hey.
And up the stairs.
I mean, have you ever tried to drag a dead weight body around? That by itself is difficult as hell. Anyways, continue.
Four of them, maybe.
So yeah, athletics
How
check on
do
the door, I
you
guess.
know? That's what I
Maybe-
want to know.
Maybe we should rest a bit before we do that.
I've had some friends that have been knocked themselves out.
Oh, okay, I see. Sure.
Sure, you said you
Our
were gonna cure
DM's not a
wounds him?
serial killer.
Yeah, I got a total of 10.
I gotta kill 2 more people.
Oh, God.
It's not
Alright,
serial
then he's
yet.
looking a lot better then. I guess athletics check against the door.
That it would be.
Okay, that is a 19.
I meant to say guidance too, but I guess I'm too late.
That's right. You got guidance in.
Okay.
She kind of like slaps her in the rear view. Of
Yeah,
the,
slaps
of the-
my flank, which has already been shown to cause me
No.
to start. I just gotta really quickly attack Shiorin.
No, I would not slap him in the butt. I don't need that.
Great, because it would have been a 16.
But was the D4 added to the 19?
23.
You are able to bust through this door, and you're all kind of like waiting for something to blow up. And then it blows up.
Yeah, Lyslin just holds the chest in front of his head.
You get inside a room, and at first you're like, "Oh, there's nothing in here," but as you kind of adjust and look around, as kind of the dust from the door getting slammed in kind of dissipates, you realize that on the floor, kind of like step back a little bit, and there is a large circle of arcane runes that have been inscribed into the floor here.
Ooh, cool. Great. I don't like circles and us with these crystals right now.
Okay, Lyslin has to Arcana check this.
Go for it.
Guidance?
Natural 20.
This is pretty easy to discern as some sort of, most likely, a teleportation circle.
Okay.
I don't know where we will go if we go through this, but we will go somewhere that is not here. And
With a 20, you also know that permanent teleportation circles require a specific word that is used to activate them, and they only go to one place.
unfortunately, we need a passcode. And I doubt that any of our notes have that passcode.
Can I like spend a few minutes analyzing the circle to see if I can't find any like key sigil runes.
Sure. Make a investigation or arcana, your choice.
I was just thinking, can we write down like these sigils on the back of like one of these notes?
You can attempt
That's
to.
unfortunately an 11.
You can understand the basics of what it is. That it's the runes are based in conjuration, but not much else gleaned past that. You do know that teleportation circles are expensive to make.
Noted.
Meaning that this person's probably coming back.
Who knows? Lysa, did you want to try to write this down?
Sure, I'll attempt to.
Make just a pure intelligence check.
Oh boy.
12.
You're writing it kind of down, but the nuance and the delicacy of the runes kind of escape you. You can kind of get like the general, but I wouldn't necessarily count it anything to be able to like use later.
All right. If I've got like some general squiggles, I might be able to show it to someone. Like, can you interpret something like this?
How are the runes made?
They have been carved into this floor. By the way, also is not tile; it is pure stone. That these runes have been carved into.
Now the question becomes: do we think that we'll come back here and attempt to go through this, or should we possibly present anyone that's coming back through here by, and he just like slash motions across the stone?
I was thinking the last one.
Merrick, Gale, thoughts?
Yeah, we can destroy the circle. That'd probably be safe.
Don't want nothing coming back through.
Great, go grab me that sword I threw away.
Who's grabbing the sword from Mark?
I'll get it.
Kale.
Okay, we'll go grab you the sword.
Okay, that works.
All right, yeah, I'm just gonna like start scratching against the ring.
It's a bit of a process as you're like grinding against stone. The blade itself is getting ruined as you're like, but you're at it for a good like 5 to 10 minutes as you're kind
Perfectly
of like
fine.
grinding away at the stone itself.
At one
until-
point, I'll have him take a rest
Alright.
and take over.
And you guys kind of work together, and over the course of like a good 15 minutes or so, you guys are able to get a good portion of the circle kind of like ground away. The sword itself is literally just a jangled mess at that point, but
It's not fair to make you do all the physical labor.
No, I'm used to it. This is what people used to do to us. It's fine.
I mean, you're just kind of the only one in our party that has any like strength, you know.
I mean, I have a +2.
Kale, start working out.
What is Kale's strength?
let's check.
Because he's a cleric, right?
15. More than most of you.
Yeah. So he'll join in
Technically,
too.
only one worse than Lyceland, but Lyceland's just got size on his side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You guys leaving this room then?
Yeah.
If I'm comfortable that it's sufficiently fucked up, yeah.
You didn't open the wardrobes.
Oh yeah, we didn't.
Nope, they're still locked.
How much of that horrible sword is now left, and is it fashioned into possibly the shape of an axe?
Definitely not. It is a bent, dulled, chipped away piece of trash at this point.
All right, great. I tossed that. And just gonna go ahead and go hit the cabinet with the other one.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
Are we not worried that it
17.
might explode?
Not
17.
anymore. Crap.
And chops into it until the door itself is a mangled mess that he's able to just kind of like and tear out. And,
Hey, look, more firewood.
There is inside there are 2 books. And this is the dresser on the right.
Alright, these are of course much more dangerous than anything that is in the chest. Can we burn them right away? I do not trust any books here.
What are the books titled?
They don't have a title on them.
I want to take a peek in one of them.
All right, make
Yeah,
a
take a
arc.
peek in the other one.
Both of you make Arcana checks.
Lyson's gonna hold an attack to attack them if they get any fucking ideas.
I was just thinking like image and ran into my head where Sheeran Lyslin expresses his distrust, and Sheeran just takes her trident and stabs through them and pulls them out.
I actually get to see you make that roll the first time, Eric.
No, yeah, the first one was a 6. I'm just upset at the dice.
Because I was looking at my phone and it shows you rolling the dice.
Yeah, I've rolled real shitty all night, and I think out of the last 5 test rolls I made after that 6, only 1 was good.
Man.
Yeah, only one of them was a 17. The rest were sub 13.
It's in Draconic, but it is a lot of gibberish. That it's past what you're able to really understand. What was your Arcana check, Violet?
14.
14. You can recognize this as the formula and written down form of a wizard's spellbook. And if you, it'll take a short rest to flip through it, but if you do take a short rest to study it, I can give you the list of what spells are inside of it.
Yes, please.
Lyslin,
Cool.
poised with the sword. Do
I'll
I
do
have to
that
cut
way.
off your head?
No, nope, it's nothing. It has nothing to do with wizards whatsoever, and I put.
I will believe you, little one.
What are you gonna do with your book, Merrick?
I can't read it, so I'll hand it off.
I can't read Draconic.
2.
Yeah, who are you handing it to?
I will. Does any of us speak Draconic?
I assumed you did. You always pick that language.
No, I did not grab it this time.
I can speak with animals.
I did not.
No. Yeah, so yeah, you really don't understand what it says, and Kale doesn't either.
He just recognized the script as Draconic, rather than the words.
I'll just put it in my bag.
Alright.
If it's the spell book, they're usually worth some money.
And then...
If
you
they're a
should
spell
be-
book, they're normally a lot of trouble.
That'll be somebody else's trouble.
Yep. It's probably not a spell book, to be honest. I would be really shocked.
Yeah, there's no magic in this place at all.
No.
With a passive insight of 16. No, go ahead, believe her. Why would the little one lie to me?
Yeah, why? Go ahead and are you guys going to try to get into the other?
Yeah, I'll
Kevin?
go ahead and do so as well.
Thwack, 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 and you cut away at that door itself, and you open it up, and there is a small component pouch, along with another bag that has inside of it a pearl of decent value, a crystal ball, and a plethora of other kind of like material components that you might need for what could be spell components, essentially.
This might go with the spell book. Wait, no, she said it wasn't. Never mind. I didn't say that. Well, if it was a spell book, this might go with it.
Good save there, Ant.
How?
Okay, so horrible things aside, I think that's all that we're going to get here, and we've been here a little while. We probably want to get back to Harold before he bolts. He was very spooked, and I don't actually think he'll stay until noon.
At this point, you guys have been close to an hour down here. It's hard to tell.
Yep.
We know at the very least we have clues. Whoever was going to come back here cannot come back here. So they've got to trap here on their own, and if we want to, we can just set traps.
Traps?
Yeah, but we didn't get the other door open.
Ah, yes, the one where you were almost at.
Yeah.
We did get that one open. Wait, what? Did we just get the
No.
chest open?
It was locked.
Mm-hmm.
We just got
No.
the
Yeah,
chest.
the door at the end of the hallway with
Chest.
the big metal door.
The chest isn't open, and the other door is not open.
Okay, I'm trying to remember where that door that we didn't open was.
On the opposite side, next
Yeah,
to
past
the
the Viscera room.
Okay.
This whole session has just been Scott trying to tell us to be nicer to our rogue.
I agree. Okay.
You chased your rogue away? Even the cabinets are locked.
The thing is, it has a whole bunch of traps, so the door's
No,
probably
I
trapped.
disagree.
We don't want
I'll
to.
be nicer to the rogue when the rogue stops being shifty. Than usual.
I'm always shifty.
Yeah.
Do we really want to try and bash that one down too?
I don't think we
Yes.
can bash that one down because it's metal.
Yeah, big metal door.
Alright, let's go grab some of those tools. We can attempt to pick this as we go, and I'll be honest, I want to be rid of this place. I might grab a few more shoes
Yeah.
as we go because that's nice leather, but
Sure.
yeah,
everybody
Merrick,
leaving
what
the
size
room?
shoe do you wear?
12.
I don't think I saw any there.
What just happened?
Well,
Also, that's a big foot.
He's 6 feet tall.
I guess he would have a big foot.
So are you guys going back
6'2", actually.
to find the
I am-
the tools and whatnot?
Mm-hmm.
I want to be the last one to leave the room. And
Okay.
if Lyslin hasn't taken any of the spell components or the crystal ball or anything, I'm just gonna.
Oh no, he left those as soon as he saw them!
Yeah.
Wait, there was a crystal
In my
ball?
bag.
I thought it was just a crystal.
Yeah. No, it's crystal ball.
Yeah, it's a full-on crystal ball that is itself worth about 1,000 gold.
I'm sorry, I don't feel like I checked out, but apparently I did, because I missed so much, apparently.
It's okay, it's getting kind of late.
Yeah.
So there's the crystal ball and spell components.
Yep, and then a pearl.
One
The pearl's
pearl.
what I was thinking of. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's a
I'm
good spell
taking
component.
all that.
I'm wondering what's about the size of this pearl?
This seemed to be about 100 gold's worth.
Yeah, about 100 gold worth.
About an Edison pearl.
It's good to know.
Yeah,
The
just
crystal ball is a
then-
nice one, and as a connoisseur of fortune-telling accoutrement, you are keenly aware that this is a very valuable crystal ball, Violet.
Does Sheeran know anything about crystal balls?
Make an Arcana check if you want.
Cool. Oh, that's decent. 16 plus 1, so 17.
Yeah, you're aware that crystal balls are used in a number of arcane rituals, especially when it comes to divination spells and that kind of stuff. So they're used in fortune telling and yeah.
Okay. So she would know that this would probably be good for Violet, given what Violet does.
Very much so. Or someone else that maybe, with that, you know, there are certain spells that allow people to see at great distances without actually having to physically be there that require a component such as this.
So yeah, towards the tools, Lyslin for sure will look for anything that's like tweezers or like dental picks or anything of the sort.
All right, make a perception check. Give it that.
I'll help out with that.
You
I
can
feel
have
like
it.
Lycelin's that guy who's got the oddest collections at home.
It seems
If
to
he
be a
had a
hoarder.
home, he would. Yes.
Yeah, he's pretty much Ariel, but just a land Ariel.
No,
Look
no,
at my
I'm
stuff.
sorry.
Isn't
He is
it
not
neat?
Ariel. Oh, no, he is not Ariel. He is that old hag lady from the labyrinth with all the shit on it, and she's just
Yeah.
trying to like pile shit onto the that's Lice.
All right, so that is a 24.
Speaking of piling shit, I'm gonna go ahead and grab that door that Lyslin pulled off so that he doesn't have to carry it since he's already carrying a chest.
Yeah. 24, you get a number of small tools that kind of rusted, kind of but you might be able to pick a lock with it. It's definitely not made for that, but
For sure, for sure. He just kind of pockets this. Okay, so we're done here. We can leave this horrible wizard's abomination.
I guess.
all right. So you guys start heading back up past the bridge to the stairs that lead up out of the well. Lyson, which are you in front, or where are you in the marching order?
Lycelin's probably in the back, and he would have veered off to grab another pair of shoes.
All right. So everyone gets up out of the well with Lyson coming up last.
All right, so I ignore everyone else. I'm just chilling in the well so they can't see me. And then as soon as Lysa, I hear like the last two hoof beats of him coming up, I'm going to like dramatically spin out of the well. I am going to stab him twice.
Make an attack at advantage.
All right. I'm going to dagger him right in the neck. And I'm like, oh, you're looking a little singed.
They'll both be at advantage.
All right. Oh, nice.
Come on. Do it.
Natural 20.
Nice!
Oh, no.
Fine.
And you do have sneak attack since you had advantage on the roll.
Yeah.
I just imagine she comes up and dives with both daggers held out and knocks Lyslin off his feet.
Okay, let's see. Damage. Oh, that's really
Just imagine she comes up from behind him because he's coming up and just literally sticks them both like underneath his shoulder blades and like lifts up like that. Oh,
Please don't.
Okay, the first one is 24 damage.
Almost as much as the fireball did.
And then let's pick a different. For the second one. That is a. Where's my character sheet? That's a 26
To hit.
to hit. Yeah.
Totally hits.
All right. It's gonna do much less damage. Just 4,
So
unless
yeah.
I get sneak attack on that one, but I don't think I do. So.
No.
No, once
that's
per
twice.
turn.
So yeah, Lyslin, as you come up, you're just kind of like heaving the chest up with you, and all of a sudden you just searing pain in your back as 2 stab wounds.
And then I'm
Lysa
going
goes
to
stiff.
like slowly rip them out. Be like, look at a little cinch there.
Little one, you came back. Violet will be happy.
And you guys hear this and turn around, and you see air behind Lyslin as Lyslin turns. You can just see these big wounds just bleeding out the back.
By the way,
told you
did you
she's
see
done
Harold?
that.
Harold? No. I've been chilling.
Okay, great.
Air, are you okay?
Why wouldn't I be? I'm amazing.
I mean,
I'll tell you, that first hit was quite intense.
Yeah.
Sharon's gonna level 2.
I can't believe
No,
I
no, no,
rolled a
I'm
natural
fine.
20. That's sick.
Let's let this go.
Are you sure?
Don't heal
I'll deal
him.
with this for the day.
Okay.
After all, I almost killed her. It's fair that she does a lot of hurt to me.
I guess. Sharon's like really confused about the situation, but like people are saying it's fine, don't do it. So
This is not what they taught me about the surface world.
me neither.
Oh, and
I'm
you
back.
did not miss anything. There was no fun. Just a whole lot of well, I guess
Well.
there was a little bit of fun.
I like look up and down. I'm like, I kind of miss that.
It
That's
it was
sad.
frustrating.
You
By
all
the
look
way,
a little
and he just
burnt,
jangles the
look
chest.
crispy. What do you want me to do with this?
Eventually, if you're feeling great, could you open it? It was a stove. It is not a stove anymore.
I mean, I guess, but I call dibs to whatever's inside.
No, I will open it then.
All right.
If I fail, then you can have dibs.
You gonna attempt to open it?
Sure, I'll attempt to open it with my improvised.
Yep. So
Thieves'
make
tools.
Are you proficient in thieves' tools?
I am not.
All right. So just a dex check at disadvantage.
So while he's doing that, I'm gonna turn to Air. I'm sorry about what happened, Air.
Oh, it's water under the bridge, as they say.
Insight check.
Go for
All right,
it.
those are 2 decent rolls. That was a 16 and a 13 for a grand total of a 17.
17. You go at it, and
Also gonna-
you're being very delicate, and you're going, but it's you're at it for probably a good like 3 or 4 minutes before it's just this isn't going.
I know
There's
this
a good attempt, but
I know this probably isn't gonna work, but 22.
My deception is a 25.
23.
you both are finding it very hard to read Air right now. You can definitely tell this isn't the response you expected for the fact that she's back at all, but she's just playing it off, and you're not sure what she's holding back.
Lyslin, just yells up, Sakura! And he throws down the tools. Okay, Air, you can have dibs.
All right.
Thieves tool check for me, please.
Yes. I am rolling well, so let's hope that continues. What's that plus? Should write it down somewhere. That is a 20.
20.
A dirty 20, yeah.
Yep. You are able to, within just about a minute of going at it, checking the tumblers, and the opens up. Inside, what you find, let me know when you're ready to write down.
I am ready.
364 copper.
Wow.
1,209 gold pieces. $108 platinum.
Jesus.
Man, Air's gonna be rich.
2,376 silver.
2376.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 gems, all worth 50 gold each. And also, you see a golden key at the bottom. Along with also a golden tiny skull about this big that's attached to a golden chain, and it has like ruby-looking eyes in it, and then a small what looks to be kind of like a stone cat's head that's about the same size, but with green gems for eyes.
Can I have a cat?
Back off. I'm just gonna put all this stuff in my bag except for the golden key because it seemed to get a reaction out of people. So I'm just gonna tie it around my neck and just, hang it.
Are you capable of carrying that much gold? Do you have that much space in your bag?
I'll make room. I don't care. I'll throw some stuff out.
So you're just looking at Lyslin as she's
Making direct eye contact. I'm just taking out things I don't need and just like putting gold in my bag instead.
Do we want to go out back down there and see if this key works on that door?
Air can. She missed all the fun.
What door?
There's a door down there and a hallway of traps. Very deadly, very, very deadly. Everything fights you in that corridor, and then you open the door, and we don't know what's beyond that.
Interesting. I mean, I'll open it, but I have dibs on anything that's inside, of course.
Meanwhile, I'm going to go take this to Harold, and he's just going to walk off with the chest. Because she called dibs on everything inside the chest.
I don't care about the chest.
Yeah, you now have a chest.
That used to be an oven.
Yeah. And Harold is still there.
Give her proper directions to where it is.
No, I'll go down with her.
So, Air and Violet, anyone else going back down?
I might as well if we're going in as well.
Are you staying up top side, Leslie?
Yeah, I'm going to hang out with Harold.
Gotcha. What about you, Merrick?
I will go down.
All right. And Kale will stay with Lyslin at the moment.
Nice cop out.
And the four of you will go down. You're able to kind of show where the door is. Do you use the key on the door?
Oh, not me. I'm gonna give it to someone else. They
Who'd
all
like
look a little singed. And I was just warned about a bunch of traps. I'm not dying again so soon.
who would you like to give the key to?
I'll give it to Merrick.
Since I'm opening it, I call dibs on what's inside.
I mean, okay. Fair enough.
I open the door.
All right, you kind of stick it in,
It's just a
And-
bunch of dead bodies.
and as you stick the key in and it clicks, you see these runes that weren't visible before around the outside of the door itself, kind of glow blue and then fade. And then you hear
Once the door's open, I'm gonna take the key back.
It's a good thing we didn't try to
I'm
kick it
gonna
in.
push the door open.
into the room. What you see on the other side is a large seating area where it's a large circular table with multiple chairs sitting around, with one directly a larger chair at kind of like the back of the room. Obviously, there's no head to the circular table, but back towards the opposite side, away from the door. And sitting in the kind of place in the middle of the table is a stand, and on the stand is this large, perfect mirror that you can see yourself kind of staring at as you walk in, as you look into the room itself.
Is the mirror like the only thing really in the room?
The table, the chairs, and the mirror itself, and then the walls themselves do have some paintings on them. There are 3 paintings in all.
You said the mirror is on the table,
Yes, correct.
so it's not like a full body mirror or anything. It's just like
Nope. It's about
a vanity mirror.
yeah. It's kind of like I'd say about. I'm gonna take my finger off the. It's about kind of like you can see your head and part of your chest in it. More since you're aback, but if you're closer,
I want to actually. Well, let me look around the room quick before I step fully in.
there are 3 paintings in the room. On the
I don't see shit. I don't see shit at all.
why?
7.
Looks safe to me. I'm walking up to that mirror.
That's fine. You walk up, and what you find is interesting is as you walk into the room and kind of shift to the right or left a little bit, doesn't seem like the mirror like changes perspective to you at all. And you're always in the center of it as you're kind of like moving around. You also see in the room itself, there's the 3 paintings on the walls. The one on your left is a picture of a gallant looking knight in full shining armor on a horse with a sword up, shining in glory. The horse is reared up. There's a silhouette of light, a halo of light streaming behind him. He's on a hill, and it's just this glorious picture of this knighted, armored warrior. In front of, on the opposite side of the door you're at, is another painting, and it is this panoramic vista of this battlefield. Of it, you can see there's no bodies, but there's a number of it's a lot of oranges and reds and dark colors, and there's blades and weaponry and shields abandoned all over the battlefield, and it just looks like this like wrecked war field. On the right is a veiled picture. You can still see it past the black veil of it, but there is a picture of a person and a woman, and the woman is holding a baby, and the man's face is scratched out of the painting. The person to the left, it is completely all scratched out, like somebody took a blade to the face itself.
Oop, looks like that man cheated on her.
I want to walk like directly up to the mirror and kind of just like stare into it and focus on it a little bit.
You focus on it, and you see, as you kind of look down at the base, there are in runes that at first seem illegible to you, and then it kind of shifts and shimmers, and you see that it's kind of what you couldn't read before a second ago. Now you can, and it says the true meaning of life.
Uh-oh. Guess Sheeran's walking in behind him.
And you can see the picture of the knight, picture of the battlefield, and the black veiled picture of the small family with the scratched out face of what seems to be the man.
What do you think these are about?
Seems to tell a story, kind of.
All right, so it was the tapestries and the mirror, and that was it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
On the table.
And do I notice the mirror as being weird as well?
Mm-hmm.
Would... No. Would I have to roll anything to determine if this, like, mirror feels ominous or not?
It's up to you to decide. You can roll an insight if you want.
Okay. Ooh, that is a good insight. 25 total.
This definitely seems to be something odd, as it seems to be following you around as you're walking around, and as you guys kind of communicate this to each other, each of you are seeing yourselves in the center of this mirror, no matter where you are in the room.
Do we see the others?
If they're directly behind you, yeah.
I did not go into the room.
Okay. If you're in the doorway, though, you can still see the mirror.
I don't think I like this mirror.
Is it attached to the table at all?
It seems to be just sitting on it, but you haven't tried to move it at all.
Can I pick it up?
It is attached to the table.
Can I attempt to unattach it from the table?
Make an investigation check.
Is the table against the wall, or is it like in the middle of the room?
It's in the middle of the
8.
room. 8.
What?
It seems flush. There doesn't seem to be bolts or anything. It just seems to be stuck there.
What does it look like from behind?
What does?
The mirror.
As you go around, it still seems to shift with you, and it seems that you are always in the center.
Oh, the mirror itself. Okay, I thought. But it still looks like it's a flat surface.
Yep, looks like a flat surface to you, but if Merrick stays where he's at, he's looking at a flat surface of a mirror of himself, and whatever's behind him.
I'm going to shift so that the mirror shows the tapestries.
Okay.
Does anything change in them?
As you shift around and you look at the mirror of the knight, the tapestry itself, the knight is fallen off the horse with a large javelin through his chest. The horse is on its side, bleeding out. If you shift over to the battlefield is no longer empty of bodies, and it is covered in dead, brutalized bodies. And if you shift over to the black veiled picture with the person and the mother, the man is no longer there, and it's just a woman with herself veiled with a black veil holding a small blanket that is empty.
I'm going to reiterate what I just noticed.
Good check.
The tapestry's changed. If you're looking at the mirror.
And Merrick, did you...
Whoa.
Oh, that was loud. Merrick, did you note what the base of the mirror said?
I did not yet. I will now say that once Shuren says that to everybody else.
And just to reiterate what he saw on it, said the true meaning of life.
Death?
As you speak that word, the mirror shimmers, and what you are looking at is no longer reflecting the room that you're in. It looks to be viewing into a room that is a large library of sorts, with a table along it, a really long table, really well immaculate table with a number of scientific tools, large beakers and machinery that are just kind of whirling and clicking, and things that you've never seen. Technology that is far beyond anything that you've seen even in Sharn. And there is a hooded figure that is against the table, and you see that it kind of like shifts its head towards where you're looking at it, and then it slowly turns, and the hood obscures most of its face except for just the chin, and it's lightly bearded, and looks masculine as far as you can tell. When it speaks, what the voice that comes out is a strange to this, because it's a feminine voice, as you hear, "Now who are you?" And that's where we're gonna call it tonight.
Oh God.
I claimed her because she's in the room.
You did. You called dibs.
Sharon turns to Merrick.
Guys, good.
Sharon turns to Merrick. You claimed her.
I will fight this bitch if she wants to fight.
Oh God.
Meanwhile-
You have dibs. I leave.
Well, it's just
Kale and Lyslin just up there hanging with Harold.
Did it? Okay.
you're seeing a mirror, like
Lyson would be
looking
so. Lyson would be so happy that he missed the wizard.
Lyslin was gonna smash the mirror as soon as he saw it. Let's be honest.
He would have probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very curious if anyone else saw that, but
anyone else in the room can see what you're seeing. Yeah.
Awesome.
Wait, so if I'm not in the room, I didn't see it. I just think they're freaking out for no reason.
Well, no, you can see the mirror.
Well,
As long as you can
okay.
see the mirror, you can see it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, all right. I was like, that's so funny. They're just like, okay.
All right, well, that was fun. Time for me to get ready for work.
Mm.
Good job, everybody.
well, that ended.
Indeed.
That ended. Wow. I'm just over here like, oh God, oh God, oh God, as you described this.
Man, too bad Eric couldn't down me.
I didn't try, bitch. I'll come back up and finish the job if you want.
Hey Brian, since you're in the chat, do you think you went with us, or did you? Basically, we went back downstairs after to unlock the door. I guess I'll fill you in and see if you went with us or not.
As of right now, you're hanging with Harold and Lyslin in the woods.
All right. Well, anybody have anyone specific they want me to raid?
No.
Oh, and also, does anyone have an idea for a name for this? I hesitate to put mirror as the name because, you know, that's a spoiler at the end.
Why we don't bully the rogue.
Don't bully the rogue. That's a good name. Or I call dibs. That works too. What do you think? Don't bully the rogue or just dibs? I think dibs works better. I can also post it and annoy his luck.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
Alright. Anyways, if no one has any specific people to raid, I think I'm going to raid Glyphin Ghost. Alright. Oh, this ending was wow.
I didn't expect Air to come back, to be honest.
Same. Actually, I need to mark the stream ending.
If I could, after they all went back down, and Lyceland met up with Harold and put down the chest, could he have gone back and snagged whatever air dropped out of her pack?
Sure. I don't know what I dropped, but I guess I'll just throw you some things.
Okay, I'm rating now. That I made sure that got on air. On
I mean,
How
you're
much
trying to fit a
space is
chest
that?
into a backpack.
Not a chest. I don't have a chest. How much?
No, a
room does
chest
the gold take up?
contents of